Howdy. Good evening. Welcome to the Den. I hope you're all having a terrific Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? Okay, yes, Tuesday. I hope everybody's having a good evening, man. Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the internet. We're all friends in the Den. You know, some of us are degenerates. Some of us are just denizens. Some of us are, I don't even know. I don't even know. But, tell us, just a little bit tardy to class this evening. I think everything should be good. Just slightly tardy to class this evening, but I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody is fine and dandy. Tonight we're going to talk about negative people. We're going to talk about dealing with negative people and what you should do when it comes to dealing with negative people, how you should handle those type of people. So what we will get into this evening in this conversation, and let me know if the audio looks a little bit off. I'm trying to make sure because I've changed some settings up, so I'm trying to make sure everything looks appropriate. And so if anything looks a little bit off, just let me know in the chat there. It seems like every stream I got to readjust something. Make sure the fucking headphones all disappeared and shit. All right, there we go. We look somewhat intact. Maybe fix this a little bit here. I don't know. We don't want to fade away too much. I think that's good enough. So, excuse me, pardon me. Like I said, we're going to talk about dealing with negative people, how to handle negative people, just how to kind of remove negative people from your life if they are posing a problem. And if you don't know, now you know I'm your host, Ed Honcho, so I welcome you all. Thank you all for joining me this evening in the Den. But let's see who we have joining us, which friends in the Den, which denizens, which degenerates are joining us this evening, and then we will get into the conversation. Dr. Rabbit, WR, what does that stand for, wide receiver? I have no idea. Wise Man, what's the motherfucking deal? Simply Deep, Just Sarah, Stina Starry-Eyed, good to see you. What's the motherfucking deal? Roman Kemp, VC, good to see you. Let's see. Vincent, what's the motherfucking deal? Strawberry, Jared Key, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. I don't want to make sure I ain't missing nobody. I ain't dissing nobody. Mick Fitz, what's the motherfucking deal? Unbeaten, Clayton Yuri, what's the motherfucking deal? And let's see. Everything looks synchronized. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. And again, for those of you who don't know, make sure you're following the Den on all the proper socials. Baker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? It's all good. I got to class late myself, so. What's the motherfucking deal, man? You can catch Facebook.com/DenShowLive, Twitter and Instagram @DenShowLive. So make sure you guys check that out if you're not following already. Now you have no excuse. For those of you that don't know, if you ever want to contact the Den, whether we are live or not, 1-833-284-3336 or 833 the Den is the easy way to remember it. If you ever want to leave a voicemail or just some constructive criticism, feel free to call. You can also email denshowlive@gmail. You can do the same thing. If you have some constructive criticism, a topic, a thought, anything that you'd like to share, make sure you just leave an email. And if you want to tell your friends about the Den, you can tell them to go to thedenshow.com. So here is the deal, okay? Here is the deal. And for those of you who want that fresh Den merch, like say one of these Den shirts, you can go to staysaucy.com. When you want those Honcho hats, you can get go to staysaucy.com and grab one. So, Anthony Conant, DeMarcus, what's the motherfucking deal? Dopey Longstockings, what's the motherfucking deal? Brandon Davis, what's the motherfucking deal? T. Chala. Well, if you think I'm negative, well, fine. That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. But I'm never a negative person. I've never been negative a day in my life. So, that's a lie. So here's the deal. Let's talk about it. Like I say, I'll spill my thoughts on negativity, negative people, and how to handle that situation, and then we'll open up the line. You guys can call in, maybe talk about some negativity that you got going on in your life. You may just want to vent about it. You may have questions. You may have suggestions. Whatever it may be. We can definitely talk about it. And we can get it. Yes, we have the Honcho brand contraceptives on staysaucy.com. Soon. Not yet, but definitely need to get some. So here's the deal, though. We have to discuss it. We have to talk about it. And we're going to get into it. So, talking about negative people, man. Some people are fucked up. And what I mean by that is that some people just, they can't see the good of anything in life. And they automatically go for the bad. So if you're trying to do something new, say you're trying to move on to a new job, you're buying a new car or just anything new. A negative person will be the person that looks for all the bad possibilities. Well, you get a new car. Well, that car doesn't get as good as the gas mileage as the old car that you had. Or you're moving to a new neighborhood. Well, those people over there aren't going to accept you. Or, well, that's going to cost more. You're going to pay more in taxes. Or you got to pay the homeowners association fees. Or, they'll look for the bad. Maybe it could be a place with better schools, less crime, nicer things, nicer environment. But they won't see all of that. They'll look for all the bad. A negative person is the person who'll try to talk you out of doing something successful. If you want to start a new business, well, most businesses fail, or, that product isn't going to work, or, I wouldn't buy that. That's not, and again, like they look for all the salt that they can throw, a lot of Mortons, you know what I mean? They look to undermine you. And my thing is, though, I told you I used to be a real negative person, man. I used to be, just saw the negative side of everything. But the fucked up part about it is I did not realize I was a negative person. Yes, the Den rubbers. Yes, we're going to be slaying them. They're coming soon. And for those ladies out there who are hoe hustling, we'll get you some of the pre-poked ones. But I won't have the Honcho brand on those. That'll be some old side shit. You do your own thing. But, my thing about this is you have to, I'll stop at the chicken burger. But the thing about this, like I say, is that negative people are fucked up. But at some instances, I don't know all instances, but most instances, I don't think that negative people realize that they are negative. Jay Dizzle, what's the motherfucking deal? Because then when I was a negative person, I didn't realize it. But it wasn't ever about undermining other people. It was the negative application that I applied to myself. And so that's why I think that I don't think that most negative people have bad intentions, but they have bad understandings. And so it took me going through some things. It took me, really kind of educating myself on a different point of view. It took me really just immersing myself in a different lifestyle to understand the difference between a positive mentality and a negative mentality. But so we think, well, how can you help out someone who is a negative mind frame? Or what can you do to prevent someone from applying their negativity onto you? I'm live. I'm live, baby. I'm live. But so the thing about that, man, is it worth trying to convert a negative person? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth trying to exert your effort to convert somebody who is negative into a different mind frame, a different way of thinking? How can you, if you can? And not to be negative about the subject, but I honestly don't think it's worth it, man. You know what I mean? I honestly don't think it's worth it, because like I said, I know what it took for me to change my mind. What it took for me to go from being a negative person to thinking in a more positive light. And I'll be honest with you, most people aren't going to want to do that shit. The overwhelming majority of people aren't going to want to do that shit. Everyone, what's the motherfucking deal? And so the only way that you're generally going to be able to benefit a negative person is to show them how it's done. And so what I mean is, by all the negative things that they may comment on in your life, you go and you succeed at those things. All the shade, all the hate that they throw, you go and thrive in those areas. Because, with those type of people, they're basing something off of usually not their own experiences. They're just looking for all the negatives, and that's why they don't move forward in life. That's why they stay stagnant in the areas that they do manage to get a little bit of achievement. They don't really thrive. They do just enough to stay where they're at. You have to show them that your mentality is real. But then again, and sometimes even then they'll base it on luck, or that motherfucker got lucky, or it's just because they'll find a way to validate their negative beliefs, and that's just the way that negative people are. So my thing is, it's not really worth it, man, and it's unfortunate that you really can't change. And I think people just have to go through experience in their life. And I think people who tend to be overly negative generally are going to spend the rest of their life that way. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me go ahead. Let me catch this beef real quick. Let me go ahead and whoop this nigga Jay Dizzle real quick. I ain't want to do it. I be trying to keep it kosher. Nonviolent. And but and I'm telling you, and I'm saying this, I didn't want to do it, so I was trying to stay positive, but you brought the Plex. Cartier White, what's the motherfucking deal? My thing is, the reason why I say this is because I come from the perspective where I was this person, and it just took a lot of shit. It took, losing some people like permanently, looking at some jail time, looking at some other things, and then really sitting down, like I say, and that's why I speak on it a lot. Not that I encourage it, but when you have some time to sit down, and out of the rat race, you're on a little vacation or whatever it is, it gives you a few days or however long you got to vacate to think about shit. Think about your actions, to say, okay, where did I go wrong? Because I'm a person that I believe in taking the blame for my actions. If I did it, I fucked up. Yeah, I did it. I'm not blaming the system. I'm not blaming some mythical creature. I'm not blaming some motherfucker who don't even know who the fuck I am and saying, oh, they set up a situation where I can't win. That's not the case. Because if I made the fuck ups, if I take the blame, taking the blame is taking the power. And I want all the power. I want all the control of my life. So it could be me just wanting to be a controlling person, maybe more so than just, accepting responsibility, but I think they go hand in hand. When you take the blame, you take the power, you take the responsibility. I don't want to believe that anybody else has control over my life. And so I sat down and I'm just thinking like, man, what the fuck is going on? Why? What has happened? Why do I think this way? And I'm telling you, it wasn't an overnight process. It took a significant amount of time. And I don't think most people have that type of time to dedicate to someone else. And, you can't change somebody unless they want to change. So you trying to exert that kind of effort into changing a negative person is going to be a waste of your time, because one, you're not reaping any benefits from it if you have a different mind frame. And two, like I say, it's almost a gamble, and you're not guaranteed to get something out of that. Does listen to Zero help you when you feel fuck? No. Listen to Zero will put you further in that mind state. And I think that may have had an impact on some of the ways I thought when I was younger. But again, everybody is not the same. So some people may just need to be shown something different. Some people may need to show, hey, this is why your thinking is negative. This is why you need to maybe turn it around. This is why you maybe need to look at things a different way, and you can approach things in a different way. And, maybe your outcomes will be different, because there's no way you're going to get, see, somebody already called the line. Line ain't even open yet. What you calling from? And so there's no way you're going to get positivity or beneficial outcomes when you look at everything negative, because two people can look at something and see two different results, and the way you see that result is the way you're going to approach it. So say you lose a job, right? Negative person will say it's all fucked up and it's over with, or they're going to blame somebody else for it's their fault that I lost this job. It wasn't anything that I did. You know, now they're going to start immediately thinking about the struggle, the effort it's going to take to go get another job, you know, what they're going to have to go through to get there. And they're just going to look at it as work. They're going to look at it as a problem. They're going to look at it as an issue. But instead, the person who is positive minded will say, well, hey, you know what? Maybe it was time for a change in my life. You know, maybe there's things that I can improve on that I didn't do here, that I can step it up a notch on the next place that I go. And they're going to look at it more like an adventure. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to be more excited. They're more likely to probably get another gig before the other person. I mean, and that's a small thing. And there's a lot of other ways you can apply it. But I've been running my mouth for a few minutes. So, it's like kind of like you can give advice, but you can't give yourself advice. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that they can give all the advice in the world, but then be going through them same issues or don't want to acknowledge it, you know, that they have issues that they need to, you know, to deal with. So there's that. They'll keep calling. Like, I ain't cracked the line open yet. I said I'm about to. I ain't opened it yet. Goddamn. Wait till y'all see the damn number on the screen. God damn it. So let me see. Ugly, insecure people in the man. I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna agree with you, Anthony. Man, here is the deal. Man, there's a lot of idiots out there, man. There's a lot of idiots out there, but why is that? Do you notice that a lot of the people who have problems with the way the world is, I'm finna make y'all wait like another minute. Somebody keep calling the goddamn line. I ain't put the goddamn number up. I'm finna we just gonna be on delay. But my thing is, it's always the funny looking, unattractive, weird people. I'm not saying that everybody that's funny looking, not everybody that's ugly has problems, but because some of the ugliest people, they be some of the funniest motherfuckers. But it's people who can't accept that maybe they weren't blessed with beauty. They weren't blessed with the best looks. They weren't blessed with the best physical abilities or whatever you want. And that's something you can always work on, but those people don't want to do it. You know, most people just are weak-minded when they approach things. But it's these people who continue to have the biggest issues. Instead of saying, hey, you know, maybe if I just spent this time that I spent complaining, maybe on working on the flaws that I view myself having, maybe I wouldn't have so much of a problem with the rest of the world. Maybe I wouldn't feel like I'm getting shortchanged, you know, when I'm sitting here complaining at the rest of the world. Because honestly, when you look at a lot of these like SJW feminist types, the ones who are the most extreme, and I'm not saying that every person who's a feminist is super fucking extreme, but a lot of them are the ones that make the most noise are the ones with the super crazy colored hair. They tend to be disproportionately obese. They tend to be angry and feel a certain way. And the shit that they're complaining about for women is usually stuff that benefits actually, you know, more attractive. When we talked about that situation where I think the Formula One girls, because the feminists attacked that whole thing, they end up getting rid of them. But those girls all said they enjoyed their jobs. They loved their jobs. They didn't feel like they were harassed or anything. But now these women lose something that they enjoy doing because some women who would never have that opportunity started complaining about it. Same thing with a lot of these dudes. It's always the weaker, frailer men who have issues with the way the world works, you know, things that require, you know, being masculine and earning. It might require a little bit of violence, may require a little bit of aggression, something that you may have to compete for. It's always the frailer, funny looking, you know, kind of softer acted dudes that don't want to be a part of that whole situation. And those are the ones that complain. And again, it's those on the fringe of society who could say, you know, maybe if I work on myself, take it a day at a time. No, it's easier for me to complain about everybody in the whole fucking world to try to make them, you know, less competitive or make it less of a challenge for people like me to succeed. When you should just step up to the plate, step up to the fucking challenge and you know, compete. It makes you a better person, but instead they'd rather the world become much weaker, much more frail, especially it's an American thing, because around the world, they not with that shit. The shit that we entertain in this country, and I look at it in long term, is going to be our downfall, because you have this new generation of motherfuckers who do not want war. They do not want, I'm not saying war as in killing everybody and going overseas and invading countries, but I'm saying they don't want any kind of conflict in their life. And if it causes just the smallest amount of conflict, you know, they're afraid. They don't want to deal with it. You know, they don't want that challenge, and they don't want to seek to have to overcome the challenge. They would just rather be complacent, and that's unacceptable. It's going to be a very bad look for the future. That's why you see so many people that are okay with trying to convert to socialism. They don't want to compete. They want to have something given to them and hope that it all works out. I'll be honest, Zaxby Phoenix, you are the negative people in the den. So let's go ahead and open up. Hold on, one thing first. Let me fix this. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and open up the Denline. And again, so you can call it 1-833-284-3336. And if you want to support the Den, oh, I pushed the wrong button there. There you go. You can hit that streamlabs.com/The Den Show. Okay, there we go. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the Den this evening?
What's good, Honcho? This is Vince.
Vince, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the Den tonight?
Man, I just want to drop what you was talking about the subject, man, about how you deal with negative people, man, and the way you deal with some of them, man. Some of them you have to completely cut off, man, because they're too far gone. Like when you're trying to accomplish things, some are just way, like, for example, remember a couple of weeks ago I told you about my wife being raised by a narcissist. And how you have to keep certain people at arm's length to the point where you know everything's negative. Well, the main thing you got to do is, like you said, keep them away, because you got to stay positive. And so some people who, like you said, who change their mind about it, they actually, some of them will actually, whether they might have a friend, they'll say, you know what are you doing where you stay positive? You seem to be having success. What is it that you're doing, and why is it that I feel so negative and what I'm doing? Well, you have to get to the root of it. Sometimes, first of all, successful people tend to hang together. You know, same minds think alike. Sometimes it comes down to getting negative people completely out your circle. Sometimes it's about getting with a group of positive people that are always thinking positive at all times. And sometimes it's just simple choices in your life that you just have to simply change in order to get on the right track. Like, for example, you could, when you did the show, man, I'm sure you had to keep moving positive, moving forward to get, to getting your thing going on. But you couldn't have done that if you kept a negative circle around you. The people telling, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You just have to cut them people out sometimes. And you, like I said, you can come back from it, man, but I think that's the main thing what you have to do is always change your mind frame moving forward. I can do this. And even if I feel like a situation might be bad, okay, let me talk to somebody that might have some information that might show me how to get this situation right. And then I start to train my mind and think, okay, positive all the time. So, because if my wife, had she kept her mind frame like that from her mother being raised by a narcissist, she would have never got her 3 degrees. She would have never got, the type of positions that she has and stuff like that. And you can't do that by keeping negative people in your circle. And now she has her own business with a nonprofit organization where she met 8 ladies when she got her master's at U of H downtown, and they all think alike. Positive thoughts. They went to school. They went and all got their masters together, and then they end up opening a nonprofit business together. But you couldn't have done that without the negativity. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what it really comes down to.
Okay. I mean, I agree, and I think you highlighted something essential there when you were talking about that, is that you got to find positive. So you got to leave, like you said, cut those negative people out, and move toward positive associations. You said successful people hang together. Successful people, winners, like to see other people win, especially they enjoy helping other people win because it makes them feel good because they're contributing to more success. You know, it's not always just about their success. They want to contribute to more people having success. And I think that's essential. You know, I think a lot of people got to realize that. I think you have a lot of people, especially those negative people, they push themselves away from the successful people because they feel like it's something fake or it's something phony or those people aren't genuine. When in reality, these people want to see other people win, but they want to see those same people, though, they want to see these people make an effort. Because they're not going to just say, you can't come up to them and just say, hey, I want to win, and then don't do anything. They're not going to carry you through it, especially when they work to get there. And I think that's where people get, you know, some of the communication, some of the understanding confused. But I definitely agree with what you were saying.
And you're right about that, Honcho, because, like, for example, you'd be surprised, like, a person who has success, if you even go up to them and say, hey, you know what, let me pick your brain for a little bit. And you'll be surprised the knowledge you get from them, and they're willingly will give you that, to let you know, hey, you know what? Sometimes, like I said, you cut the bad parts out and hang with the people who can, you know, give you those ideas and keep, like I said, all that negative mess at bay. Because another thing too, negativity saps your energy. It will sap you dry. It'll tire you out like you just played a football game. That's how negativity can do. And so, but if you can keep that at bay, and, you know, keep moving forward, even if you got to hang with the same like people, man, then you could turn that negativity into a positive and be very successful. And being successful doesn't mean you got to have $1 million. It can just simply mean, hey, you know, you hang with a group of people who's successful. They might be business owners. They might have went to school, got their education. They're doing well with their family, everything. And that's all positive vibes.
Exactly. Man, I agree 100%, Vince. Man, I think you started the calls off on the right way, on the right track, man. Straight up.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, man, and that's all it is, man. But one thing people just got to be careful of, man. Make sure too that a lot of negativity people. We all have families. Some members in your family could be the most negative people, man. Keep them at bay. And like I've had my wife's family get on. My wife said, well, you don't come around that often. It's not that. My wife don't come around because she ain't got time for the negativity bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to even separate your family a little bit just to make sure you're not getting none of those negative vibes or anything like that, so you can stay positive and stay on track of what you're trying to do.
I agree. And it is something, because you got that family that love watching. They rather sit down and you know, look at the soap operas, look at the whatever gossip stuff is going on. That's where they get their thrills, and down talking other people instead of, you know, making moves on your own. And some people get, you know, more pleasure out of hating on other folks and, you know, providing that energy than using that energy to become successful or to do something. Like you said, it's not about the $1 million. It's about setting your own goals and achieving those goals. You achieve those goals.
Exactly.
That's success. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but I just want to leave it at that, man. And I'm gonna get off this joint, man. And shout out to everybody else in the chat, man. Keep the negative people at bay, man.
Alrighty, man. Appreciate the call, Vince.
All right.
Alrighty. Shout out to Vince, man. Always a good call, man. And I think that's the way to get the call started, man. I think that was a great call. So what y'all in here talking about? Look, I've been overlooking the chat a little bit. Let me see what y'all in here talking about. Who got beat by a ma'am? That's terrible. Say the funny thing is, the same negative people believe that you're a bitch, but they don't realize how much they cry. John Mess, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, man. Like, and that's the thing, man. You know, I think that, again, like I say, it's about negative people don't realize. Good grief. Let me turn that down. Okay, let me recover my hearing there. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's up, Honcho? This is D-Love.
D-Love, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm just go ahead and talk about you know, negativity, since it affects me on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, my job can, like I say, my profession can be stressful, to tell you that, and it's not really the job that I do. It's just, you know, there are people that I work with, and you know, sometimes it gets intense to the point where, you know, it gives me anxiety. But yeah, I'm also admitting that, like, I find it really difficult to, you know, deal with that, because I'm not, you know, strong. What I'm trying to say is that I don't have the ability to like just kind of tune it out or deal with it. So that's kind of me. It's like I've been struggling to deal with negative people only because like I have to work with them. Like I said, it's not even the job. Like the job is physically easy. It's just the people like whether it's people above me or people that I just have to work with on a day-to-day basis, and it gets really difficult. And I'm not the best when it comes to dealing with that.
Okay. Well, I think what it is a situation like that, and if you're not used to dealing with that, it takes practice. It's not easy. It's not something that's going to happen, immediately overnight. Would you say that you actually spend time, honing that skill, or is it just something that you wish you could do? It's something you may think about, but have you actually gone out and maybe researched, read, even if it comes to watching a video, something that about specifically being able to tune negative people out? Is that something that you would say you spent an adequate amount of time doing?
I definitely haven't spent an adequate amount of time doing that. I would do it like here and there and stuff like that. But most of the time, like if I was to have a stressful day, I would just come home and like kind of reflect on it. Probably in a negative way. So yeah, to answer the question, like no, I don't do it. If I'm being honest.
Okay. What I would say with this, if this is something that you deal with on a daily, then you need to find a remedy daily. And so until you become strong at being able to tune people out, then either you need to start your day. I know some days you get up a little earlier than others. So if you have a few minutes beforehand, start your day off with something positive, something to help you focus on the good. Because the way you start your day is the way you're going to execute your day. So if you start your day waking up knowing that you have to go deal with a bunch of negative people, you're instantly going to say, okay, well, it's going to be the same as yesterday. Because we're creatures of habit. And a lot of, they say, like 80% of our thoughts are repeated thoughts from day to day. So if you wake up and you're not doing something differently to upset that thought pattern, well, you're going to wake up, you're going to do your usual morning ritual, get yourself together, and you're going to be like, okay, it's time to go to work, go deal with these same people. You're automatic, your body language, your body, your what's the physiology is automatically going to become negative, and you're just going to assume that negativity. So what you have to do is before and after you go deal with these people, even if it's only 5 to 10 minutes, find something positive, find a type of positive reflection. I'm not necessarily saying something motivational, but find something that can help you steer you in a positive direction, even if it's waking up and just being thankful for the day, thankful for the situation you're in, thankful that you're not as bad off as some other motherfuckers. Hey, you woke up another day, you got your health, you got abilities, you got talents, you got so many more days until your contract is up, and each day you wake up, hey, it's another day closer. And then at the end of the day, once you finish dealing with those people, be thankful. Okay, hey, I got through another day. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Again, if you got to get some type of positive reinforcement, reading something, watching something, having a conversation with somebody who is more positive, more upbeat, who may be in a position that you're trying to reach, then you have to combat that. Because again, if you're saying you're facing this problem on a daily basis, then you need to be taking a daily remedy until you get to the point where you can be strong enough to just automatically tune those people out. Because I'm telling you, like sometimes you have to have something that you take, even if it's keeping you a little book or a little notebook, like I say, or something you can kind of jot something to the side when somebody says something negative and stupid, you write something down to reaffirm your goals or reaffirm the mind frame that you want to be in until it gets to the point where you naturally do that. And when people say dumb shit to you or negative shit to you, you don't even listen to it. Like it's a lot of people tell me stupid ass shit, and it's just like, okay, cool, don't really respond to it, don't really give it any energy, and that shit just goes in one ear and out the other, because I know that's just them being negative, complaining about life, and that shit has no bearing or effect on me. It's just them and their negative mind state. So it just takes some practice, and you gotta find some reinforcements to help you develop that practice.
This is really this is good advice. I will try that. And, never really thought about it like that. Just trying to, change the way I think. That's something I've been hearing, growing up, but it's something I haven't really tried. So yeah, I will take that into consideration. And I appreciate that, Honcho.
Yeah, man, no problem. You love. Now look, here's the thing: I can put the advice out there, but you got to take it and use it, man. You got to apply it.
I most definitely will. I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate the call, man. And that's the thing, man. Application is important because you can read a lot of shit, you can see a lot of shit, you can talk about a lot of shit, but application is the beginning of the process of actually seeing results from that shit. So if you don't truly apply yourself, then you're never going to see results. Like I said, you can talk about shit all day, but until you actually apply the shit, then there's not going to be a benefit. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Man, it's your boy Roman.
Roman, what's the motherfucking deal, Roman? What you want to drop in the den tonight, man?
Man, well, let me hurry up and get my shit out, man, because my ass start talking about goddamn female wrestlers in the chat, so I got off the topic by negativity, bro. But okay, but by negativity, man, I think the best thing to do with negative people is to just not fuck with them. Try your best to not fuck with them, because it's impossible to never mess with a negative person. You're gonna meet negative people. It's negative people everywhere, like dude said before me. It's negative people in your family. Okay, I got tons of stories on that, you know. But I think with negative people, man, you know, even going to school, the school I go to, bro, I think people have so much hatred. I think people are so angry and sad to where they're so negative and they're so down about everything. It's, you know, that it's not just the school itself. I just feel like some of the kids are not eager to learn. It's just they always look at the bad of what happens, or what the bad of everything happens, you know. Or if it's somebody likes a song, oh, what's the bad of that? It's like it's never the positive. You know, negative people only bring other people down to start thinking other negative thoughts. And I think in life you have to really be positive for yourself, bro. You know, the best thing to do is not try to be negative, because it's not bringing you nowhere. Okay? It's like, it's looking at anything, okay? You have to look at everything you do and everything you love and everything as the negative and the positive. You can't always look at life as, it's always negative. You can't always look at life as always positive. You have to look at life as straight middle. I've had a couple of debates with my sister about, you know, about the world and how the world is changing. Is it going in the better direction? Is it going the worse direction? And, you know, I love my sister, but I think sometimes she sees sometimes more the negative, what's going on in the world. But I try to tell her, there is a lot of positive. The world is so huge, so many people, that you have to look at both lights. I wasn't ignoring what you were saying. I'm just saying you have to look at it with both lenses, you know. And I think with some people don't get the difference from some people just being real and some people being negative. A good example, Jay Dizzle. I mean, I wouldn't call Jay Dizzle a negative person. I would call him a real person. He said shit like how it's supposed to be said, and some people ain't gonna like it. Some people gonna call him rude. Some people gonna call him an asshole. But he says the shit how he feels, and a lot of people are like that. And a lot of people don't like people like that. But you know what? The truth hurts, but you gotta hear it. Because a lie makes you feel good and makes you feel like, oh yeah, everything's gonna be all right. But then when you finally do get hit with the truth, you can't handle it. You need to handle the truth before you even get to a lie. You know, it's you don't realize in the long run, hearing that truth is better than that lie. You know, so like I said, well, I think with negative people, bro, I think the worst part is really negative people in your family, man, because that's people that are related to you. That's people that have the same blood as you. But it happens. People get jealous. People get envious of things you have. People get jealous of your actions. People get jealous of your emotions. People get jealous of your personality. You know, I kind of have it like that, man. Couple cousins that, you know, when we were younger, when we was kids, we was cool. But now, since you older and you think you got a little bit of money now, you have attitude. It's like we when we was younger, we was playing, but now you have attitude. You know, it's stupid. But, you know, it's like they always look at the world at a negative image, because every time I'm talking to them, oh, this girl messing me up. This shit messing me up. This shit messed me up. I never hear them ever say, oh, man, I had a good day. Oh, man, this was going on, man. I'm trying to get this job. I'm trying to do that. It's like, you know, yeah, you my family. I love you, but I can't fuck with you like that. But the best thing in my life is I'm not trying to mess with negative people. And I don't think nobody should mess with negative people. But when you do see negative people, just know you have to handle them in a different manner. Yeah. Kill them with kindness. Okay, that's how you gotta kill them, bro. And you do that, man. That's the best to avoid negativity. Negativity is all around the world. But hey, man, you just gotta fight it. So that's all I got, man.
Okay, man. I appreciate the call, Roman, and I agree, man. You definitely got to avoid them. And family and all, family is tough to deal with, but shit, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think everybody got that one asshole in the family.
Oh yeah, some of us got more than one already.
Yeah. And well, I gotta say one more thing, Honcho. Let me tell you the crazy thing that happened to me today, bro. This is gonna make you laugh. So I got these headphones, these cheap ass knockoff Beats. Hey, a nigga ain't got money right now, so shit, he's gonna have to work. And it has the button right, so you click the button 2 times, it calls somebody. So my dumb ass clicks it 2 times, bro. It goes to the voice message to the den. I'm like, why am I calling Honcho knowing there's not no den up right now, bro?
Damn. See, that's what I'm saying. They already know. They know you had something to say, man. Sometimes you just gotta leave it on the voicemail. It is.
I should have just left Honcho voicemail. But I said, nah, I'm leaving him alone, man. But that's my call, Honcho, man.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, Roman.
Anytime.
All right. I don't know what the hell y'all in the chat talk about, but y'all know how the den go. Y'all be on some other shit sometimes. Be on a whole completely different conversation. But I agree, man. Dealing with family can be the toughest aspect of having those negative people because you want to love your family, but shit, everybody ain't always giving good family, so it is what it is. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we got calling into the den this evening?
It's good, Honcho. This is Dr. Rabbit.
Dr. Rabbit. What would you like to drop in the den this evening, Dr. Rabbit?
I classify negative people as the glass is half empty people.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Because I'm pretty sure if I do a test, they're all going to say, glass is half empty. The glass is half empty. You know how some people say, some people who kind of look on the positive side say, the glass is half full.
Okay.
Also think negative people should eat a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry.
But what if that's them all the time? What if they eat the Snickers and they're still negative?
Well, that kind of... All right, look. So, the negative people, the way I try to deal with them is kind of ask them questions, but don't ask too many questions. Don't freaking interrogate them. You can't force somebody to be positive. You can't twist people's arms. Okay. So you just kind of have to just something that you can take an attempt at, trying to be reasonable with them, but you're not going to be successful most of the time.
Okay. So, the questions you asked, what kind of questions would you suggest, or along the lines of what, where you are inquiring about what makes them negative, or, maybe trying to see what perspective they have on a certain topic, or, what kind of questions are you asking?
Well, you don't want to ask a question that will make the person snap at you. So one question that I'd probably ask is, how you doing? Which, looking at it, is a question that everybody's going to respond to, but they're going to have different responses. They could say, "Oh, I'm doing good," and or "Oh, my day sucks," or they'll just completely snap at you.
Okay, that's actually interesting. It is quite factual. That it's such a simple question, but it can tell quite a bit about a person, or maybe what they are going through that day in particular. So,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Something that I would also kind of think about is just sharing something that kind of happened in your day that you think would probably be humorous to them, just to kind of get them to laugh. Because mind you, a day without laughing is a day wasted.
So, what if this person doesn't respond in the way that you seek? Say you're attempting to make them laugh, but they they never laugh. They don't find the humor in what you're telling them. What does that say about that person, or are they too far gone, or are they just having that bad of a day? I mean, how do you look at a situation like that when it occurs?
If you don't get anything out of that person, you're not the right help that they need. Because if you try something and it doesn't work, but they go to another person and they kind of get a response and then they start feeling better, that kind of tells you you weren't what they needed.
Okay. So does that say more about you or more about them?
Kind of.
Okay. Interesting.
That's all I got, man.
Okay. Well, hey, Dr. Rabbit, as always, man, I appreciate the call.
All right, man.
That's an interesting thing because you said something about asking how you're doing, and how a person will respond to that can definitely tell a lot about them. You know, if they respond with, you know, a list of all the negative bullshit that's happening to them that day, you know, then you can tell they're probably in some negative frame of mind. You know, if they're kind of brushing off, you know, maybe some bullshit did happen, they kind of brush it off, but hey, you know what, we're going to keep on going. That tells a little bit more about their perspective. Now, Roman was saying something I want to get back to before I forget. And, God damn it, this shit just fucking updated and installed. Roman was saying something earlier, and he was talking about, you know, family, and, you know, they were saying, oh, this person is, you know, making me act this way, or this thing happened and it's caused me to behave this way, or whatever else is going on. That's something I notice about a lot of negative people. And I notice about a lot of people who you find that struggle with things. It's always an external factor. It's never them. Something that you notice with a lot of repeat offenders who constantly get in trouble, or even kids who constantly get in trouble. It was never them. Oh, such and such made me talk, or so-and-so did this and it made me do that, or that teacher just doesn't like me, or that cop, if he wasn't there, you know, it's not the fact that I was committing a crime. If that cop wouldn't have been there, you know, it wouldn't have happened. You know, I wouldn't have got caught if something, but it's not the fact that, hey, maybe I shouldn't have just done that, or maybe I should have made a different choice. It's always because of someone else. There's always some other factor that plays into the reason that they got in trouble. And you have a lot of people like that. Then, you know, we were talking about people and being able to see positivity. And what I think you have with a lot of people who are negative is that, you know, they go by the perspective that they've always seen, you know, and they don't realize that they've always been negative, but they're not going to change. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. That's the same kind of mentality of saying, well, I'm going to take this call and I'll get back to that. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hello.
Hello. Who do we got calling in tonight?
It's Giant Mess.
Oh, Giant Mess, what's the motherfucking deal, man? You ain't heard from you in a couple of days. How's everything going?
Yeah, I've been kind of sleeping in early.
Okay.
Getting my body back to normal.
Okay.
But, yeah, as far as, like, negativity goes, it's like I can wholeheartedly understand having to let some people go. But sometimes you just, if you can, like, beat the bush so badly that they can get it through their heads within, like, one or two times, then I'm saying, like, maybe that, you know, their ups and downs may be manageable. But once you're, like I have an uncle right now that, you know, when he lived with me, he didn't want to pay the rent. He boosted up all of the bills. I mean, like, he would go through a bottle of our shampoo within, like, 2 days and things like that. And it's kind of like them kind of people that just say, hey, look, you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to eat nothing. He, like, had his teeth ripped out, right, at the doctor's. And they gave him dentures. And every time we made, like, something like mac and cheese and put hamburger in it and stuff like that, he says, oh, I can't eat that because it hurts my teeth. But yet he'll go to the store and buy a bag of, you know, Snickers and eat them. And it's just like, I couldn't live with that type of person anymore. Because it's just like one of those times where you just want to just go ahead and just grab them out of the chair one day and just throw them out the door forcefully as you can. And I think that's the type of people that, you know, there's no saving, because it's like he always gets kicked out of places. He always gets some really horrible looking girlfriends, like Skeletor looking girlfriends. But but I mean, like, I have also people that, you know, you can sit down and you can talk to them, and although that they'll still hold some negativity, they can always be, you know, at least brought, you know, like they say, the glass half full thing, you know, at least, you know, they can fill that up just a little bit more before you know, so they don't get to that bottom of that bottle, as they say.
So, if you don't mind me asking, and if it's, you know, if I'm imploring too much, feel free to say so. So, what happened with the situation with the uncle? How did you guys come to, I guess, to part, you know, if you will?
Well, we ended up telling him that he either pays his rent or he gets the hell out. And that's how it went down and things like that. And especially with the food stuff and everything, he would go on Facebook and say, "Oh, look at this box of cakes. This is what I'm having for dinner." It's like, dude, you have food stamps, but you never want to go to the store yourself and everything like that. And it's like, you're eating this because you want to, not because anybody's forcing you to eat this. And this is like, Jesus. So yeah, one day we just said, you know what, if you're not going to pay for any of the bills or keep running up shit in my name and not even help with the rent, you can go find somebody else to mooch off of. And
Okay. I don't think he's eating too good with the Skeletor chicks. If they're out there looking like Skeletor, they might not be might not be eating too nicely. Who knows? But that is unfortunate, man. And it's unfortunate that you have to deal with people like that. That, again, you know, they look at everything one side. A lot of these people look at themselves as victims of some sort, you know, or the world's conspiring against them or causing them some type of issue. And you know, in reality, you know, that's not the case at all. You know, it's just decisions that they make. And when they make shitty decisions, then, you know, they get a shitty outcome. And because, you know, a lot of us filter our lives. I mean, it's just the human way. We filter our lives in one way, saying that, you know, all this bad stuff happened because of some external force that I had nothing to do with. And it's unfortunate that it had to take a toll out on you guys, and you had to use up all the shampoo and everything else included with that. That's terrible.
yeah, but I mean, like, there's certain people, like, certain negativity that I understand, like the way my grandfather was. Because after we lost my grandmother, he was down in the dumps and everything else. And, you know, he went through that whole cycle of blaming himself. And sometimes, like, with people like that, you know, you take the soft approach. But half the time, you know, he was a hard man throughout his entire life. So half the time you had to, like, beat it into his brain that it's like, why are you so, you know, it's like, I can understand you just lost somebody you loved very much. But you can't go through the world going through the rest of your life thinking that, oh, well, it's because of this or this or this and because of what I've done in the past. And it's like, it's not, it's like, well, don't regret it now. That's just a part of life. Then keep moving forward, and, you know, once you get to the other side, maybe you can, or maybe you can't. It's just that. But don't, you know, I like some of those people that you see who will continuously, like every day for years, go to the bar and things like that when they're just dumped or let go or something else. And or maybe like I was injured when I was like 22 or something, and I had arthritis in my back. And so I'm walking on a cane and I'm obese, but, it's like I would never be so down in the dumps that I would try to think that my fatness is okay. Like, you get some of those fat acceptance people that's like, oh, well, I can't even get on a helicopter because I'm over the weight limit. It's like, well, yeah. It's like, but you want to change the laws. It's like the only thing you can get on is one of those military helicopters. And it's like, I'm in the same situation, but I'm not going to suddenly, bitch about, skinny privilege and all that shit. It's like.
So I got a question for you, John Mess. And again, like I said, I'm being a little bit nosy. Have you, I know you say the arthritis in the back and you're using the K, but have you ever looked into the DDP yoga?
I have not. I was looking into it, and I started doing some different exercises, and I mostly, right now, it's trying to stabilize my legs, so I've been doing the horse stance a lot. So I've been doing that most of the time and seeing how long I can hold that up without, my body shaking.
Yeah, some of that stuff is pretty tough. I just remember seeing the guy who was the paratrooper, and then he had gotten into a situation where he had needed a cane. He had the braces and things like that, and he ended up doing that, and it ended up helping him in the long run. Shit, he runs faster than I run right now. So just throwing it out there. I wasn't sure if you were familiar with it or not. But John, man, say, you know what? I appreciate your call.
All right, boss.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Yep.
All right. No, man, I'm trying to, cause y'all talking about I need my drink. Now, I'm trying to cool. I don't need to be drinking all them goddamn energy drinks and shit. But, motherfuckers, I'll be up after the stream late. What's going on? Everybody's asleep. I ain't got nothing to do. I guess I'll play some video games. I'll watch some YouTube or something. Nah. That shit is fucking gasoline, so I don't need to be drinking that shit. Shout out to John Mess for the call. And again, like I said, yeah, sometimes, there are traumas and things that impact people in the way they see things, and then they blame themselves. Like I said, there's been incidents in my life I've blamed myself for, along the years. And sometimes, like I said, it just takes a little bit to get out of that mentality. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
Josh, why you ain't out there reffing that man's game tonight, man?
I'm gonna tell you a story about that today, man.
All right, what you got there, Josh? What you want to drop in the den this evening, man?
Yeah. So about the negative topic, I feel like the situations where you can help them out, but in some cases you have to try to stray away from them if they don't want to get out of that rut. Mm-hmm. But primarily, I just want to, because I feel comfortable with me doing that, I just want to, talk about myself a little bit. Okay. Close people around me, parents and other people, think that, I'm most of the time I'm a negative person, and I want, other opinion to see if I'm a negative person. So I'm gonna give pretty much two examples. One, this situation with, my school and stuff. I'm a person that's always like that work smarter, not harder type. So if there's something that I can control and then I don't control it, and then I get upset at myself, and then at that point I can't get mad at anybody else but myself. But situation 2.5 years ago, people close to me, didn't want me to work, my first year at all because, try to get focused and stuff like that. That's good. But anybody knows college costs a lot, and money ain't going to pay itself. People not going to feed themselves. So, unfortunately, I took that advice and got behind on payments, and it was just like a domino effect. It was just one bad thing after the other, after the other, after the other. And it was a situation where, dude was telling his parents, the parents like, all right, just stay positive, stay positive. Mind you, already know what's going to happen. So, and I feel like in life, there's difference between me thinking negative and things that bad is going to happen because of a decision you made from it. So, I don't know. That's just me, and I'm trying to consistently try to get over that hump, eventually. But life is fast paced. People don't wait on nobody. So, I've lost some people along the way because, you know, some people lost patience because, like I told my dad, I was like, it's one thing to come over here and not have anything, but when you grew up here and we pretty much got to catch the bus on the way to school every day, and pretty much 2 steps living like almost like a hobo or some shit, then all of a sudden people gonna look at you. People gonna be like, wait, hold on. Everybody else got a car. Everybody else got this. Everybody else got that. And why don't you? And what makes me mad was like parents talking about, oh, if you had this, you wouldn't be in a situation. I'm like, but you kind of contributed to it. I try to throw them under the bus all the way, but you can't contribute to a problem and then get mad at somebody for them being in it. It just doesn't make sense.
So wait. So basically, you're saying that you were riding the bus, then you threw your parents under the bus that you were riding?
No, like my point was like.
I'm fucking
like
with you,
man.
Yeah.
Okay. No, like, what I'm saying is this though. Like, okay, parents didn't want to do the work. All of a sudden, life went to a tailspin. Now all of a sudden, parents are sad that son don't have a car right now, and they're trying to figure out why. But they were the main reason why.
Okay.
So you understand that part, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, moving on. So pretty much like the second thing, it's like, I guess me almost, I would say like liking somebody's interest. So, you know, like, you know, females have types and stuff like that. So in my head, I'm like this. I'm like, if women are going to give dudes chances that, I don't know, went to jail and, you know, turned his life around, then why can't, you know, a dude have a chance, you know, one-on-one? But I guess his preferences, height, weight, type. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. So sometimes, you know, a dude will think negative. A dude used to think negative. I'm like, oh, man, I can't get this, I can't get that. Because, like, you see what they post and you see what the people that they're looking for. You see dudes get turned away right in front of your face. Because I've seen that so many times with my own 2 eyes. It's horrible, but, hey, I mean, it is what it is. And my last point about this ref stuff, this is why I don't know if I think negative. I don't know if I ever been a part of a job when you take up somebody's shift and a manager calls somebody else to take that shit from to take that shift from you. So today I wasn't, you know, working today. I was off today. I worked the day before. I wanted to pick up an extra shift that at the rec, you know, like I was reffing and stuff like that. So all of a sudden, the dude let me pick up a shift, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm preparing to go into work around 5. I get a notice from 12 on group me talking about my manager gave my shift to somebody else. But when I tell you I was so pissed, like I was literally walking, I went left, went straight to our office, and I was just like, what gives? And it was just like, at first you wanted to act like I didn't know what I was talking about, but a manager was right there. We was all just staring. We all had a conversation because I was just like, in my head, I'm like, you, me, and we got to have a door closed. We got to have a conversation right now. Because, like, I mean, I wasn't born. I mean, I was born on a day, but I wasn't born yesterday, bro. Like, because I accepted his shift like 30 seconds after. So for you to volunteer somebody's shift without even telling me, like, that shit pissed me off. And I told her that to her face today. Because I wasn't having that shit. And then, no, but I didn't really curse her out or anything. I didn't professional way. So how I did it was like, I can't pick up anybody else's shifts, because if I didn't do that, next thing you know, she's gonna start volunteering my shifts to somebody else, just straight up. So end up getting that situation straightened out, and she was talking about, since it was the playoffs, that they went through hard times last night, and refs didn't know what they were doing, and they didn't want 3 new guys trying to ref a playoff game. And I was like, all right, cool. But it is what it is. But anyway, like, going forward, if that shit happens again, like, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do over the phone, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, you know, you're going to go back to work. That's what you're going to do, goddammit. That's what's going to happen. You're going to go to work and you're going to do your best job. So you covered a few things, man. You covered a few things. And let's discuss these things.
Right.
You talked about going to school. You said about people thinking you're negative. You talked about riding the bus and parents, not helping you get a vehicle. One, it doesn't matter what the rest of the motherfuckers thinking. As long as you getting to where the fuck you got to go. If you got a motherfucking me, throw on some Jesus sandals and strut to that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck what anybody else is saying about how you getting there? The fact that you got wheels, access to wheels to get there is ultimately what's most important. Be it by the bus, be it by a fucking bike, be it by whatever. Because there's a lot of people that's been going through a lot of shit, and that shit doesn't do anything but make you stronger. If you got to take a tougher route to get there, and showing the dedication and showing yourself that you have the perseverance to get there is ultimately what counts. Fuck all that car shit. Who gives a fuck what your friends think? Why? So they can ride with your ass and not throw no gas in your shit, or you can be convenient for them so they can call your ass up or they need you to do some shit. Like, fuck what the motherfucking outsiders think about your vehicle status if they're not contributing to your shit, and then fuck comparing yourself to anybody else, because that's one of the things we were discussing the other day about, well, I don't know if that was the other day when I was talking to, I might have been talking to the little one about that, but fuck comparing yourself to people, because everybody has a different route, different path, different shit going on, and so none of that shit is irrelevant. As far as it comes to dealing with females, man, females don't know what they want. Females are very fickle beings. You gotta just keep on trucking, it might be the type of broad that you're looking for, because the thing is, this is what happens a lot of time is niggas want a certain broad. They want that video vixen or whatever type chick, that probably everybody got their eyes on the finest chick. Okay, well, everybody got their eyes on that fine chick. Well, she's got her eyes on a certain type of dude. But in the same way you feel like, oh, I'm not getting no play from, the finest broad in class or one of these very good looking women, there's the same way some of these chicks who, I'm not saying they're ugly, they just may not be all the way out there like that, but they're not getting that same level of attention. But some of these chicks are actually attracted. They may not cake themselves up with makeup and do all that other shit, but there's some bras out there feeling the same way. Sometimes you just gotta, shift your gaze. If you're not willing to compete or get into a certain level that these chicks have a certain preference. Everybody got their own preference, so it is kind of what it is. But the same way, you feel like these bras are overlooking you or people who may be in similar situation to you. There's some chicks out there who aren't bad looking, who take care of themselves, who are smart and actually focus on the books. They ain't worried about all this glitz and glam. They have goals and dedication to things that they're trying to get to that are also getting overlooked by the same type of dude that you are, that you feel like you're getting overlooked by. So sometimes you may have to adjust, your focus. If you see a repeat pattern happening, then you got to figure out what's causing that pattern, and you got to adjust and you got to change your perspective. And then the last thing you said about reffing the whole situation, like I said, I don't know your skill level. Like, that could be a valid reason as to why they shifted up. It's the playoffs. It is what it is. I know you said you had an issue one time. I think you said you weren't calling enough fouls or something like that. So that could be a valid thing. And if that's the case, it just is what it is. But yeah, like you said, there's nothing wrong with going in there and checking them and say, hey man, look, if this is the situation and you left it open for anybody, then, hey, something should have been said beforehand, before I pull up, before I'm already here, and you change the shit up. Or otherwise, how do I get that experience if, you don't give me that opportunity or whatever else it may be? But definitely, stand up for whatever situation it is, especially when it comes, to employment and things like that. And when you go in there and you show that willing to be more aggressive for whatever it is, that'll get you a bit more respect. As long as you're aggressive but respectful, as long as you ain't, calling nobody out of their name and all that other shit. But if you just let motherfuckers walk over you any kind of way, or they think that you're a person they can just do any kind of way because of your demeanor or whatever it may be, then yeah, they'll continue to do that. So I don't think there's anything wrong with how you handle the job situation. So, but the other things, like I say, I think you might be putting too much stock into some of it. It is what it is. Now, when you said, the one thing you did say that I noticed, you were talking about negativity, and you said, that your parents or people were telling you to be positive, but you like, I am being positive, but I already know what's coming. So that's a conflict right there, because if you're being positive, then you're executing every opportunity before whatever's coming is coming. If you've accepted that you already know what's coming, then you've accepted that negative outcome is what's going to happen. So you've accepted, you may be saying positive things, but you've mentally accepted the negative action or the negative outcome. So you're not necessarily truly being positive. You're just delaying the negative from happening.
Yeah, and I kind of want to clarify that point. Because usually when I say negative is happening, because that's the thing with me is like, I want to know, so I get all the answers. So here's the thing. So, okay, so listen, so let's just give one example. You at your financial aid saying, I'm probably not going to get anything this semester, right? I tell my parents, they say I'm thinking negative. So am I thinking negative or am I just saying fact? Because, like I said, these people told me facts, and my parents told me stop being negative. Like, isn't there a difference?
But did you say eventually, like, it did work out in your favor, though?
Well, no, I never kind of said that because that's going to happen in May if it does, but it is what it is. But that our situation, like, they told me I'm not going to get nothing. I told my parents, I was talking about, don't think negative. Something's probably going to happen out of nowhere. And I'm like, how? But
okay. Well, the thing is, you have to leave that possibility open. Again, like you say, you can accept it and you can say, okay, yeah, it is what it is that, they told me this. All right, cool. Fine, dandy. Then being positive means, well, fuck it. Okay, let me go ahead and get that out of my mind. Now let me look for new opportunities. Let me look for other situations that can benefit me. That's the positive route. So accepting one thing as being the end all be all is not the positive route. So what I'm saying is that, okay, hey, I'm not getting any financial aid. All right, bet. Well, let me look for other sources or other opportunities that I could utilize to help supplement, the cost of me going to school. If financial aid ain't coming, well, fuck it. Then if it ends up, like you say, happening in May or something like that, and that could be a benefit, cool. It's better late than never. But, then you just move on to the next thing. That's what positive is. It may not be this exact one thing that saves the day, but I'm going to go in this route or I'm going to find additional routes. That's what it's the mind frame, not the outcome. So, again, I might have wanted to get into this class or, you know what, hey, I didn't do this, but guess what? This journey is taking me somewhere else and I'm going to maximize this potential. So it's not one event that can stop positivity. So yeah, it may be realistic. You can be realistic and say, okay, well, this is not happening. You accept that, but then you look for the next thing. You move forward from that. And that's kind of, I think, where that's what I'm perceiving. Like I say, I could be incorrect, but you could be right in the sense of, hey, well, I'm not getting this. They can be right in the sense of, okay, we'll be positive, we'll keep moving forward. Don't look at that as stopping you from being able to do what you're trying to do. That's not stopping you from being able to achieve what you need to achieve. You're in school, you're working, that financial aid hasn't stopped you from doing that. Now, if it does come later on, then it's a benefit. If not, it is what it is, but stay positive and continue to look for opportunities. That's what I'm perceiving from that. Right.
And one more thing before I let you go about the car thing. No way, shape, or form I'm upset that my parents didn't give me a car or anything, because that's just, that's just wrong. Parents can't do nothing. It's just the problem is that is, how you try to do something like by yourself, and it's like parents think you probably gonna fail, so they kind of intervene and tell you like not to do it, and then it turns out, the other way, a domino effect the other way. So that's what pretty much happened. So like, I give my parents, credit for, caring about me and stuff like that. It's just sometimes I know it's kind of hard to let an 18-year-old at that point just go a little bit. And that's what all parents, I'm going to deal with that if I have a kid or something like that. So it is what it is. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, you'll be all right, Jack. Either way it goes, sometimes you gotta break the rules to get ahead. Sometimes you got to know when the decisions you make are a little bit better for yourself than even though, what others may tell you to do. And in a situation like that, if the car was your primary goal, and you ain't have to disobey your parent, like sell a little dope. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to know. Get that shit. No, fuck with you. Don't do that. But, I understand where you're coming from, though. But, but I get it. I dig it. I got you, Josh.
Yep. All right, man.
All right. Appreciate the call, Josh.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. What y'all in? Y'all still talking about wrestling? Goddamn. Yeah, motherfucker been talking about wrestling the whole goddamn show, like an hour and shit. Let's see. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
It's a lady. What's up?
What's the motherfucking deal, lady? What would you like to drop in the den this evening?
Okay, so first off, I just want to say, that, not all advice is good advice. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you got to move forward and do what you need to do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is your life. you know, like old dude was talking about his parents and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, your parents are trying to look out, and maybe they go off of their experience, you know, just like yourself when you give advice to other people, you go off of, you know, what you've been through to give that advice, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, sometimes it takes experience to know, you know, to actually know what somebody else was talking about, you know, because sometimes you can tell somebody else until your face turns blue, you know, this and this and this, and they ain't going to listen to it until it happens to them, and then they're like, oh, damn, okay, you know what I'm saying, that's what you was talking about, or, you know, whatever. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, sometimes you can take heed, and sometimes you just, like I said, it's your life. You know, you just got to do what you got to do to fulfill yours. You know what I'm saying? I mean, your parents is part of your life, but, you know, sad to say, they're not going to be around forever. You know, and if you feel like, you know, this is going to benefit you in the long run, you know, then do that, you know? I mean, sometimes you may know better than your parents, you know what I'm saying? Some people, the younger or this generation anyway, has experienced a whole lot more in different aspects, you know what I'm saying, than their parents have. You know, like my mom, for instance, you know, my mom, she was fed with a golden spoon, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have that luxury, so it's like some things I can speak on that she don't know about, you know? But, anywho, I think you made a comment saying something about women don't know what they want. Is that what you said, Honcho?
That's exactly what I said, yes.
That's some bullshit. I'm going to tell you what. I feel like women have their heart on their sleeves. Like, it's written all over their face. And most of the times we say what we want compared to y'all men's out there, you know. Y'all act like y'all ain't got nothing to say most of the time. So I don't see how y'all figure, you know what I'm saying, women don't know what they want, or y'all say women are confusing, and it's like, I don't know how y'all figure, but I don't know. Me personally, I tell exactly what the fuck I want. I mean, it may be different the next day, but I'm gonna tell your ass the next day, like, no,
that's what I'm saying. The consistency that you just proved my point, right? It might switch up from time to time. So that's what I'm saying. So where is the consistency? That's what I'm saying. You said it might be different the next day. You get a good night's sleep, and then you wake up with a new opinion. That's what I'm talking about.
You
that's
don't listen, no, because it could be like a sexual thing. You know what I'm saying? Like one day a motherfucker could be freaky, and a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And then you try that shit the next day, like, nah, hold on. You know, my stomach kind of bubbly. You know, I got a little gas. That shit might not work out, you know what I'm saying? Not tonight, you know. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. You know, it depends on how I feel, you know what I'm saying? But that feeling ain't gonna last forever. I mean, I'm sorry. It just is what it is. But we tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, nope.
I don't know, man. I don't know, because, you know, the general response from a woman when you ask them, okay, here's what we go. So tell me, Angie, and then we'll conduct a test. And I want you to be completely honest, and I feel like you're going to be honest. I don't think you have nothing to hide. So when it comes to a man, and I'm hoping that's what you like, you know, these days you never know, could be. If that ain't your thing, then, you know, you let me know.
Okay, yeah.
But when it comes to a man, you know, what is it that you seek from a man?
Well, shit. It just really comes down to, you know, loving, understanding, you know, and just that security, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much it. Because, you know, like I said, the sex thing ain't just always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not even, most of the times I feel like if it's really, you know, love and stuff like that, then it's not about sex. You know what I'm saying? You can do different things to, you know, fulfill yourself, you know, if you find that person that can't fulfill you in all ways, you know. But that's the main thing, like mainly, you know, just security and understanding, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that would be the main thing that I want from a man. I can't say, you know what I'm saying, I don't want no money, you know, or nothing like that, because nowadays, you know, everybody works, you know. I mean, if you don't, then you kind of looking at your man for, you know, like allowance type deal. I can't be that type of person. I hate that shit. Like, I don't want to ask you for nothing I gotta have my own. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we together, we married, you know what I'm saying? When you ask, boom, what's yours is mine, you know what I'm saying? What's mine is yours, and that's just how that goes, you know. But yeah, but that's pretty much it. Like, out of a relationship, out of a man, that's what I would want. And you know what I'm saying? You can't always be honest with everything. You know, I've been married for 15 years. I ain't say, you know, that I've cheated or anything like that, but you know, some things, you know, like little white lies type deal. Like, you don't want to tell you, man, you know, goddamn, your breath stink or your ass stink right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you don't want to be that rude, I guess. But I don't know. I've been married for 15 years, so I tell her that, like, you need to brush your teeth real quick. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I do too. Hold on. You know, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, that's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? You gonna want that understanding foremost. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? To finding the man, because you don't really find it. I mean, you got kind of, you know, a man feel like, you know, with pride and everything else, you know, that they always feel like they gotta be right. I don't see why y'all say it's women. I don't see that. I don't see that. Not at all. I mean, everybody has their point of view, you know what I'm saying? And when it's your point and their point, you know, you're going to want to put that across there, you know, and try to make your point. But you know what I'm saying? I guess it goes both ways.
Well, one thing
but I wouldn't just generally set it on just women.
Well, don't ever invite the mister to the den, because now you know how the den, they gonna talk about him after you done said that, you know, his breath stank and his ass stank. So, you know, they gonna give him a hard time for that. So hopefully don't.
Hey, whatever, because don't act like you wake up with it. Don't matter. It don't matter if you brush your teeth 10 times before you go to bed. Goddamn, when you wake up, after that shit done marinated and stuff like that, it turns into something else. I don't care what you say.
I'm just
saying, you know, that's how you got to wake up and brush them motherfuckers. You know,
I go to sleep and I wake up smelling like lavender and Issey Miyagi.
Oh, you so full of shit.
But no, okay. I mean, but what you're saying now, let's see, okay, because what you're saying is stereotypical lady talk. Now, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because you say that you've been in a long-term relationship for 15 years. Now, relationships don't always mean too much, especially these days. But I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, so I ain't gonna, you know, throw you under the bus like that, because I've known.
Oh, I ain't gonna say our shit was perfect. Never that. I mean, we've been through our ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? And there's times, and I'll admit, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't always just him. You know what I'm saying? When you get to that point where you feel like you hurt, you know what I'm saying, and the only way you feel like you can get back at that person is pretty much showing them how that shit felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people have that type mentality. I do, or I did anyways, you know. And we was like kind of going back and forth with each other. I mean, we even ended up being separated, you know what I'm saying, for like a whole year. And then, you know, it was like, you know, not just because of the kids, it took some stuff to go through for me to realize, and maybe for him to realize, you know, that maybe we do belong together. You know what I'm saying? That we do love each other, because every time when we found out, even though we were separated, every time we found out, you know, there was somebody else on the side or some little shit like that, you know what I'm saying? We'd be jealous and the motherfucker, we'd be ready to whoop ass, you know? So it's like, why go through all that? You know what I'm saying? Why keep hurting ourselves? So we decided to give it one more shot, you know what I'm saying? And so far, it's been pretty good for the last 5 years after that, you know? So, yeah, you go through your shit. It just depends on how much you're willing to fight for it and what you really decide, you know, as a mutual agreement type thing, you know, as a whole. What are you going to do with it? You know, is it really better to just separate and whatever, or is it better to stay together? And, you know, after all that bullshit, it is, you know, stay together. I'm not going to say, you know, even now, some things that might seem like, oh, well, he's doing this again because he did that last time. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe a little secretive, and then your mind starts to wonder, like, shit, you know, this motherfucker. You know, but sometimes you just gotta let that go. Like, You got a choice on everything that you do. You got a choice on your feelings. You know what I'm saying? You can choose to either act on it and maybe make yourself look stupid, or you know what I'm saying, maybe you just want better than that and ignore it. You know what I'm saying? And now I choose to ignore it more than act on it, because even when he wasn't doing nothing and I was accusing and all this and that kind of shit, that ain't help our relationship either. You know what I'm saying? I guess you just really got to know who you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, 15 years, I think we know each other pretty well, you know. So,
okay, so I have another question. So,
what's that?
So 15 years, what's this, 2019, so I'll say, what, 2003, 2004, sometime like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you mentioned being an 80s baby, and I'm an 80s baby myself, so I'm going to throw some time for it. Did you have a hoochie mama phase in the early 2000s?
Man, hell yeah, I was a slut bucket. I ain't even gonna lie, like, not even hoochie mama. Yeah, like, straight up slut bucket. You fucking right.
Okay.
I was in that moment. I was like, man, shit, in the club looking good. I was like, goddamn, I want to try that motherfucker. Hey, come here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, I won't do that shit now, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, back then, you know, I had my little pixies, stuff like that. You know?
Okay.
Like, y'all, you know what I'm saying? We know within the first 5 seconds of meeting somebody, like, yeah, I'm going to get that.
That's what I'm saying.
I
appreciate the honesty. I see T'Challa. I got a question for you, because, like I said, I like your honesty. You honest, like T'Challa is pretty honest, and so I got a question for you. Have you ever had any experience with foreign men?
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so,
I just always revert back to the black. I don't know.
Okay, well, rumor has it that was presented to us not this Sunday's confessions, but the Sunday prior. T'Challa said that foreign men don't have a stroke. Is this true or false? We're doing a survey.
I guess I don't know, because it ain't really too many that I dealt with. Like I said, I just always, you know, I had my 1 or 2 experiences, you know, and it was just like, it ain't right. But then at the same time, you know, I've also messed with, you know, a few blacks and stuff like that that weren't hitting right either. So, I mean, I guess it just really depends on, you know, the experience. I can't really say, you know, international or anything like that. I can't really pinpoint that, because it really just all depends. Because I actually had one real good white guy. I had one good maybe German guy, you know, but then, you know, I had some that weren't all that great, you know, and kind of left it as one night. Okay, on to the next. You know, like, it just ain't gonna go nowhere. You know, like, I don't know, like, if I was really, you know, I guess, you know, because there's a lot of online dating type shit going on too, you know. So if I would have, let's say, if I would have talked to these motherfuckers, and, you know, because it do happen. I mean, you fall in love because you feel like, you know, what you're saying most of the time is truthful, you know, because, like, why would they lie? But then again, you can't even say that no more. But anyway, but anywho, you know, you fall in love, and then if I so happen to meet that person, you know, everything's like they said it would be, you know, whatever, and then we get doing the do, and it's not all that great, but I really love this man, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna find a way to make it work. Like I said, if I gotta go to fucking Adam and Eve, or, you know what I'm saying, some shit like that, and, you know, let him get his rocks off, and then when he leave, I go get my rocks off with the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, then I'm going to just have to do that, you know, because I really love this man for who he is, you know, even though he ain't hitting right, but I got lucky on that one, you know, I got both, so that's okay.
Well, the people have a question. I got one more question for you. And
okay.
Because you're being truthful, you know, not always, all the ladies are not always truthful. So does size matter? Is size important?
No, it really don't. It really don't. Because I've had, oh my God, I hope my man don't ever listen to this. But I've had like king dingling, okay, like oh my god type shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit hurt. I was like, I can't fuck with you. Like, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to find that bitch that can handle that because I can't. You know what I'm saying? I gotta leave you alone. You know, that's just too much. You know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, it's all about the motion, man. It really is though, cause I had a small one. You know what I'm saying? And he was hitting certain spots, I guess. You know, whatever. I can't say the wall spots. You know, cause there's different ways. You know, like oral type shit. But if you can do some of the same mistakes with a little one down there, you know what I'm saying? You can make that motherfucker come. But yeah. So I wouldn't say it's the size that matters. Like I said, my man was blessed with all that, so I'm okay. But you know, but from previous experiences, yeah, nah, it's about the motion.
Okay.
It really is. It really depends on if you know what you're doing. Okay. But nah, size don't matter because if you're too big, I'm kicking your ass out. Like, oh.
Well, goddamn. Okay. Well, we appreciate
my walls ain't that deep.
I appreciate you being honest and sharing that info. But nowadays, you know, hey, they got the thing. I just seen some shit. They got a fucking like a extender. So you know, niggas who coming up short, man, you can get you the extender, so y'all can you know, still hang in the game. They can't talk too bad about you. I don't know if that's the route you want to go, but you know. So
nah, hell no. I think I'm just fine with how my walls are. I'm fine right where it is. I don't need no extender shit. Wow. Okay, we gonna leave that alone. I don't know if you're using the pills to get a little extension, or I don't know. They used to have to pump up shit. I don't even know if that shit really works. I'm still trying to figure that one out, but. Nah, man, you better learn. Fuck the pills and all that other bullshit. You better learn how to goddamn move it, or tell your woman like, hey, or listen. You know what I'm saying? That's what killed me most of the times. This is what y'all problem is sometimes. I know bitches be faking it, you know, sometimes. But at the same time, you can really tell when a woman is enjoying a certain move. And I don't know why some of y'all decide that y'all either going to go harder or you going to do something different, you know, when that motherfucker was really enjoying that shit. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know if y'all just don't listen or if y'all don't care because you just too, you know, ready to get your shit off, you know, but sometimes you just got to listen.
I'm an asshole. When I know she enjoying it too much, I change up on purpose. You can't be having more fun.
See, that's that bullshit. See, that's that. See, the asshole is shit. Then you wonder why that motherfucker go behind your back. This motherfucker. You know, that's. And y'all wonder why. See? Just told on yourself.
It be like that sometimes. You know, you can't let them have too much fun. They're going to be expecting it all the time. Then, you know, then you set a standard.
Ain't that wrong with that? You should be happy about that. You should be happy about that. Shit. When the motherfuckers ain't wanting it, then it's a problem. Then you be like, what the fuck? What you doing? Who you fucking? What's the deal? See? That shit flip back on your ass. So you just try to be that asshole or try to be funny. You know,
sometimes players fuck up, man. You know, you gotta deal with that if it happens.
Just a little bit. All right, y'all. Y'all keep it easy. I'm trying to get the hell out of work. You know,
right, well, we appreciate the call, Miss Lady. I thank you very much for being so honest and frank with us and providing us that information.
Oh man, you're more than welcome. All right, y'all be good. Love y'all.
All right, you have a good one. Man, shout out to Lady Licious for the entertaining call and the conversation. See, look, ain't nothing wrong with being honest, you know. I'm just being honest. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Beyond a funny nigga.
What you want to drop the den?
Hey, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. She kind of sound like she. You know, remember that old show, Real Sex?
Yeah.
She sound like she was on Real Sex 97, 98, and 99.
Three-time champion, huh? God,
that's all I wanted to say.
Already beyond funny nigga. Appreciate the call, man. Oh man, what's that? 97, 98, and 99. Who used to be? Who was that? Real Sex used to come on. What was the one? That's what we're gonna have to do in the den. What was the one? Was that Love Line or some shit that used to come on MTV? Something like that with Dr. Drew. Was that Love Line or something? Yeah, it's Love Line with Dr. Honcho. We gonna figure out all your problems. I'm gonna give y'all all bad. Don't call me because I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna give y'all bad advice. I remember. Let me tell y'all. I was young when Love Line used to come on, and. Like, I'm trying to remember when this was. But I heard one story on that bitch, and that shit made me fearful for the rest of my. I still get afraid thinking about it. Motherfucker called in and talked about that his old lady was riding his shit and broke his fucking dick. Like, I didn't think that was a thing. You know, like, broke the nigga shit. Like, instant dysfunction. Man, like after that, I was like, I don't know, baby. I'm gonna get on top. I don't even want no problem with that. Look, that shit had me fearful. I'm still fearful to this day. You know what I'm saying? You gotta calm down, slow down, speed limit. You know, chill out. You know, because sometimes you ever had that situation. You know, you get to going too fast. You know, you can misplace yourself when you get a little too aggressive. You get to doing too much. You know, you try to go a little too deep with the diving, and it can be it can be a problem. Oh, man. That's funny though. But that's what I'm saying. We need more. So look. Who else? I saw somebody else calling in after this. You know, I'm gonna see if they're gonna call back in. And what they got to say, you know, about negative people, about, you know, some of the comments that Miss Lady Licious just shared with us. You know, if any other ladies want to confirm some of these sentiments, some of these statements, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she wasn't with us on, I don't think she joined us on Sunday, so she dropped a confession for us this evening, so we appreciate that. Shout out to Miss White. Miss White shared a confession with us last night. If y'all was in the mix, Miss White came through and 5-star. Yeah, I forgot the confession ratings. Who was it? Yeah, Miss White came through and she dropped some game on us last night. You know how it goes. So shout out to all of the ladies who are, you know, willing to be honest and share those tales with us. Look, I don't know nobody, so I can't hate on y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all. I ain't gotta worry about me. But yeah, man, that shit there is very interesting. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
It's Unbeaten Sports.
Unbeaten, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you like dropping the den tonight, man?
What was it? The first caller, was it Vincent that called in? He was talking about negativity and surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I don't know. It's just a theory that I've kind of accepted as being truthful over like the last few months, which was basically we as people, we as humans, we create our own universes, and we allow whatever to come in and allow whatever to not enter. And I've been talking about this with like different people, and like the main example that I give people is like the idea, because a lot of my friends are sports fans as well, right? So I'm saying like there's probably Texans fans in London, right? But you know what I'm saying, they're not in Houston, so the game is not going to come on KHU 11 every Sunday, right? They have to go out of their way to watch a Texan game. So it's kind of like how it is in life, where, you know what I'm saying, it's you kind of allow what you want in your life, and you don't allow what you don't want in your life. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things that you know what I'm saying, I'm just not accepting that I don't have in my life, where in somebody else's life it runs their life and it consumes them, and that's all that they are. And kind of going on to how to like dealing with negative people. I'm saying one thing I think is like, because like there's been points in my life where I kind of felt negative or down about my life because it's not going exactly how I want to. One thing that I found was pretty beneficial was just kind of going through like this, like almost like steps. Like if a problem presents itself, right? I initially think like how can I change it, right? How can I realistically change it, right? And if I can't realistically change it, then I just, you know what I'm saying, I let it go, because there's no sense of worrying about things that you can't change, right? And then if I can change it, then my next step is to list down every possible alleyway that I can, you know what I'm saying, explore to make this negative feeling or negative whatever, or basically putting up stepping stones to where I can reach my goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. I got a question for you, Unbeaten. Are you a believer in the law of attraction? Because some of the things you're saying kind of remind me along the lines of the law of attraction.
You know, I've heard of the law of attraction. I haven't really dug too deep in it, but just off the name alone, I'd probably say, yeah, along those lines, yeah, you attract what you put out.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, and I think but a lot of people don't get, like I said, because I believe in the law of attraction to an extent. I think it's real, because what it is basically, you know, you get what you focus on. So if you actually focus on things you want, then those things come into your life. But what a lot of people tend to do is focus on things that they don't want, and don't realize that also attracts that type of stuff. You know, I don't want this type of chick, or I don't want this kind of thing, or this. But you're giving so much energy focusing on the things that you don't want, instead of clearly defining what it is that you seek out of life, that you're attracting more of the stuff that you don't want, and you're not attracting the things that you seek.
One of the things I like is pretty evident. I had to check myself from doing it in the first place, was like, say, like I'm following. I'm not a person who consumes with drama, but let's just say for this example, I'm following Shade Room, right? And every time the Shade Room posts something, I'm like, yo, I have an immediate opinion about it, and it's immediately negative, right? Mm-hmm. People live and, you know what I'm saying, live and feed off of that. That's negative. That drama is negative. So it's the simple solution would be to unfollow the Shade Room and not see that going down your timeline. But so many people are hooked on this negative idea or this drama idea, and it runs their world.
Yeah, that's what I had to, when I was fucking with the gram, I had to let go of, like, I'm a 50 Cent fan, but I had to stop fucking with 50, because 50 always got some drama or something going on. There was a couple other people that I was following. I had to clean up a lot of the social medias and stuff like that, because it would be entertaining. But then when you really look at it, man, this is a whole dramatic shit. It's always somebody beefing. It's always some other shit like that, and that's not what I'm here to entertain. But I absolutely agree with you on that. You know, you gotta clean that shit up. But a lot of people, they just can't let that shit go, and then they wonder why that energy attracts that type of stuff into their life, because they attracted to fucking drama.
Right, and that, like, and also, like, that can also work in, like, vice versa. I was reading this book not too long ago called the Little Book of Talent by Daniel Coyle, and like one of the ideas of, like, the whole basis of the book is to give you tips on how, like, this guy is a journalist, and he traveled around the world, and he studied all these successful people. He went to, like, you know, these Chinese tennis training camps and all, like, following professional boxers or sports teams and musicians, everybody that you could think of that is successful. And one of the things that he saw was, like, people, they had, like, this, they call it, like, the windshield theory, which is, like, putting the image of what you want to become in front of you. And ideally you want to find, like, that image, you want to find, like, something similar to you initially, and then, like, you see that they're so successful, you like, I'm attached to this person, so I want to go out and reach that. Like, so for my example, like, he's not the best, but, like, Travis Scott is for me, because, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm from Mo City, right? Like, Travis, like, the literally exact same spot, same neighborhood, same high school, same everything, right? And to see a dude, like, that literally has, you know what I'm saying, went to school with, like, I didn't go to school with him, but, you know what I'm saying, like, he you know what I'm saying, he's around the scene, I see him, right? Like, he's there, but now he's here, you know what I'm saying, he's selling millions of records, and it's that realm of possibility, you know what I mean? That smallest little bit of connection seeing that success, you know what I mean, it's in my windshield. It's something to aim for.
Okay. Now let's be real, man. You just want a billionaire baby mama. That's what it
For sure.
But now that's dope. So you said David Coy. How's that like? Is that like how do you spell the last name?
He's written a series of different books. It's the Talent Code, the Little Book of Talent. It's a bunch of them. It's some pretty good books.
Okay, I'm gonna check
by Daniel Coyle.
Daniel. Okay, I wrote David for something. Okay, let me write that right. Daniel Coyle. All right. I'm gonna check that out, man. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that recommendation. I'm gonna look into that. But I definitely agree, man. And if you get a chance, kind of look into that because what you're saying is it's very similar to along the lines of the law of attraction. Don't use the secret. A lot of people use the secret. The secret to me is like a whole watered down version of the shit. You gotta, there's some people who have definitely done some more in depth analysis of the law of attraction and things like that. Some of it is suspect, some of it is legit. I mean, you just kind of gotta really figure that the secret is just some old generic shit for people to that sold a bunch of shit. But I think you should definitely look into that. I think you might be surprised on some of the things you come across and how that falls in line with your thinking.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a bit unbeaten, man. I appreciate the call, man.
All right.
You have a good one. I definitely got to check that out. The talent code. I'm trying to get on. Well, now I'm about to call it talent search. What was that? Who remembers Star Search? Man, we went into the rabbit hole yesterday. Ain't nobody talk about Star Search. Y'all ain't real. Y'all don't know nothing about Star Search. Look, if y'all don't know nothing about ASL either, man, y'all heard that I'm finna drop some shit on y'all in just a second. Let me take this call real quick. I'm finna drop some shit on y'all in a second. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hey, this is Keisha from Chicago.
Keisha, supposedly from Chicago. How you doing this evening?
All right. Well, it's really Rashida since you want to do all that extra.
Oh, okay. Well, no, look, I don't even know. I don't know what name you're going by now. I'll take it. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I heard your comment the other day talking about they catfishing us. No.
What's the motherfucker deal? How you doing this evening? What you want to drop in the den tonight?
I'm doing good. I just want to say that a lot of people try to say you negative when you really just trying to give your honest opinion. Because people will tell me that, and I don't agree with it at all. I just have like a sarcastic personality sometimes, and it gets misunderstood as negative.
Now, didn't you tell us that you used to be out there trolling and attacking? Oh, okay. I'm just making sure I'm putting everything together. In my visual profile of this situation. You be acting petty with folks. Okay, well, go ahead. So you feel like being honest is not quite negative,
right? I think a lot of people are just sensitive.
Okay.
And if you go around always talking about the good side or this and that, how is a person going to ever know how to deal with the bad side?
This is true.
Or when things happen. You got to be prepared for both.
I agree. Yeah, you got to have a little bit of both. And now I'm not saying, I think that to my personal preference, like I said, I try to lean more positive, but you do have to be aware of both of them because, let's be real. Life ain't always going to be peaches and cream. It's going to be situations that happen. It's going to be shit that happens, and you have to know how to deal with it. And if you aren't able to embrace, the negatives that take place, then, it can be detrimental. Some people, they lose their shit. Yeah, here's the thing.
Like in my family, I'm the smart one, right? Mm-hmm. So therefore, a lot of the things that they do don't make sense to me. And so when I explain this to them, they get mad. But then when the shit go bad, who they call? You see what I'm saying? Some of it is you giving advice to also protect yourself, because when they jump their ass out there in Lake Michigan, they going to be trying to call you for help. Now, I'm the one that told you not to do that, but you decide to do it anyway. Yeah. And then help me.
So you saying you got some of those assholes in your family. People ask you for something, but then they still go the opposite of what you tell them, and then be looking foolish after they go against your advice.
Pretty much, yeah. Yes, and yes.
Okay.
Like I had a cousin, and I told her that she couldn't afford this particular furniture because she, get disability. Now she want to decide that she can get it anyway. So she go up there, put it on a payment plan or whatever. They brought it to her house. A few months later, she can't afford the payments, calling me for help to help her make the payment because they're going to come and repossess. See, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. But when you tell them something, they act like you being negative.
Yeah. So was she gonna let you borrow the furniture while you was making the payments?
No.
Oh, see,
no, only the furniture.
Be like, it's both our furniture, but I'm gonna keep it in my house.
Right. Right. But people want things, but they also don't like have the money for it. You have to live within your means.
So do you think it's like emotions that get the best of people when they know that maybe they understand the logic, but they want something so bad, or they feel like, well, maybe if I do this and this, they let their emotional response to wanting something kind of override the sensible side?
Yes, and they prey on it. Oh, well, I know the good Lord got me. If I can't make this payment, he got me. No, if that's so, then you should have went to church and asked some people in the church for help. Why are you calling me for help? Because you said the Lord had you now. That's all it's going to be. And then when you say things like that to them, they get upset.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be bad. They're gonna be about ready to fight. Don't talk about the Lord.
Right. That's the one you was asking for help. He gonna help. He got you. When I told you don't do it.
Yeah. That's wild. But I mean, and so you say that these people have kind of done this time and time again. Do you see people who have had these situations, but they still continue to make the same mistakes, or do you? Okay.
Yes. And I don't understand. Like, how can you still do the same thing over and over? But sometimes I think we enable our family to do things too, because they know we always got them. So, we always going to be there to clean up their mess.
Yeah.
Because we feel sorry and sympathy. But sometimes you have to get to a point where you just say no, because they're not going to never learn. It's not that you can't help them, but you actually want them to learn so they can stop.
Yeah. But then it must be messed up is sometimes when you try to put them in a situation to help them learn and you ain't help them out, boy, behind your back, they talking all kind of bad about you. They saying you this and saying you that, but it's not you that's making the bad decision. It's them that's making the bad decision. But they mad at you for not helping them, dig themselves further in that hole because they expect you to throw some rope down and help them out. I mean, that's terrible.
I remember I had a cousin. She got mad because when nobody loaned her $20, so she went on Facebook talking about our family ain't shit. We don't never help her, this and that. But we always helped her. You know what I mean? I mean, it was just hilarious. I was like, I could not believe it. As soon as you want to give a family member $20, they start talking about your whole family like a dog.
That's fucked up. And that's be fucked up because it'd be the people that you help out time and time again. It'd be the one time that you don't do it. That one time and you ain't shit now. You know what I'm saying? God damn, that's fucked up. Shit.
A lot of times the people that you help are really secretly jealous of you.
Yeah. Oh man, you'd be surprised. You would definitely be surprised. And that's the fucked up part about it. That, I saw a little thing the other day, they say money, what did they say? The money ain't had no smell when I lent it to you, but then when I want it back, it's a little funky $40, And that's how motherfuckers be acting with you, It do. They now the money stink, it's your little funky money. It's goddamn, it's just money that shrunk and it got funky.
And they found a ride to your house to get the money, but you got to come pick it up from them, so they can't bring it back to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's craziness. That's wild. So, Keisha, Rashida, Bonita, Aqua Velvet, whichever name you rocking with. They went. So when we gonna get that confession? We waiting on that confession. We trying to, you know, we'd had Miss White call in, gave us a late night confession last night. Miss which name she going Lady Licious called in. So we waiting on Keisha, whichever name you going by this evening. We waiting on your confession.
I don't know. I don't know, cause y'all be talking a lot. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I could trust everybody in the den, cause some of them look like they be talking. I don't know.
They don't know who they talking about though. They don't know which name to go by. So they talking about somebody, but they don't even know who they talking about though.
That's why I got a couple of names, so just in case.
I can't blame you for that. I don't trust some of these motherfuckers either. I'm looking at them. Name got 2 or 3 aliases themselves. Oh, this Kenneth Cologne, real family nigga. I don't even know that nigga. He just be in and out. I don't know about him, man.
Where all the women at tonight? So I ain't really seen them in the chat.
They in there. We got it's a few. I see Jess Sarah in there. T. Chala in there. Lady Licious was in there for a second. I think Heidi was in there earlier. Some other folks was in there earlier. They be popping in and out. I think they be double dipping. They probably got a couple of other streams and chats that they be watching. So they come in here for a little bit. Let's see what they talking about in the den. Okay, them niggas ain't talking about shit. We finna go back over here. See, I think that's how they be doing. Okay, there go Lady Licious. See there. She just cool and she just low key, you know. Okay,
okay.
They in there. They just hiding behind the scenes. That's what it is. So they there.
Okay, they got to come out now because y'all be doing some extra stuff. Y'all, I hear that stuff y'all say.
It's just inquiring minds that want to know. See, we're trying to, we as gentlemen in this modern day society, we're just trying to better understand the opposite sex. So we appreciate when you ladies are willing to share the endless depths of your knowledge with us so that we can better understand and share this knowledge with the significant others and the important ones in our lives so that we can be better men to those women that are important to us. So when y'all decide to share that information with us, it allows us to become better men, you know. So and that's the ultimate goal.
So was this like a men's only place before we came, or
no? There were a few, because what happened is the den originally started because, like I said, I have a sports channel, so it was primarily a sausage party, but there were a couple ladies who would come into the den here and there, not necessarily as an assistant. Okay. Then some of them started joining, and then after some of the other videos that got made, then it became a lot more ladies started participating in the conversation and joining us. So I think prior to this, it was like T'Challa, Heidi, it's a lady named Unique would come in from time to time, and I want to say that was the main 3. But then, like I say, now we have a lot more female participation ever since the Smollett video and some of the other videos. So
yeah, that's actually how I found it. I saw the video you was doing about him.
Okay. Yeah, it's a wrap for him. Well, I don't know what's going on with that situation. I ain't heard that in a couple of days. They've been quiet on the subway front. So they got
to talk about R. Kelly now. So he could take a little backseat for a minute till they get done with him. R. Kelly.
Look, they don't need Smollett need a bag in the backseat or nothing. He never done enough backseat planning and all that other shit. Look, all that. But yeah. So okay. So we still wait. Look, you still high. Don't look. You trying to change the subject over there? We want the confession. We trying to figure out who Miss Keisha Rashida Aqua Velvet Bonita is. Who calls in.
Y'all gonna have to wait till Sunday.
Man, putting us back on layaway. Look, this
that's right.
A confession payment plan. All right. We gonna wait, but I'm telling you, Sunday, if you don't come through Sunday, boy, we gonna talk some shit.
Lord Jesus! Then I could never come back. I have to come back to somebody else.
Yeah, you have to come with a new name. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Well, Miss, like I said, I don't know which name to call you by now.
Rashida. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna start calling in as Rashida now because y'all already got a Keisha.
Okay. All right. So Rashida. So yeah. So we can separate you from the other Keisha. Because I was like, damn, Keisha's two. I don't know which one is which. All right.
I'm like, damn, why I had to be another Keisha in here? Now I got to use my real name.
It's all good. It's all good. We ain't gonna air you out. We ain't gonna air you out. We gonna always show some love. We ain't gonna do you too bad. But
right, I was using Keisha. That's my my name. Like when you don't want to give a man your real name. That's my name.
Okay, look, that sounds like the start of a confession right there. Hold on, look, you talking guys you don't want to give them the real name. Okay, so where does that? How many times have you had to use this Keisha name with these gentlemen that you're not trying to give your real name? You know that thing.
Oh, quite a few.
Okay, that's the start of something. That's the start. We gonna hold on to that little.
Let me tell you this real quick story. I was going to the store, man, my own business.
Okay.
And a guy approached me, and I gave him the look. I looked him over. I wasn't interested.
Oh, okay.
So I said, nah. And he asked me for my number. We just had this. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give him a number, a number. Ain't gonna be my number. I don't know whose number it is. Tell me why he pulled his phone out and called the number.
Oh yeah, that ain't the first time he done got a bad number. He know the game.
I was like, no, he didn't. I ain't know what to do. This was before they really started catching on and started doing it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness. I was like frozen. I was like, I ain't know what to do. I was glad the person, whoever number it was, didn't answer.
That's bad business. Yeah, I see that game. That's the deal right there. Okay, we finna call him finna see right now. Why your phone ain't ringing? What's really going on?
Exactly. Well, when I was going to the store, I ain't used to carry your phone on me, so it wouldn't have rang my phone anyway.
Okay.
So, any women listening out there, just act like you ain't got your phone on.
Till some nigga pick up the line when they call and say, hello, who the fuck is this? And then y'all sitting there looking crazy. Then what? Then y'all better just take off running. You better have your track shoes on. They're going to be like, what the fuck going down? So we already know that Miss Rashida she going to give you any kind of name. She's going to give you a fake phone number. So we already know how that goes. So we got to be careful. We got to watch out.
Oh my goodness! No, that was back in the day, though. I don't.
Yeah, that was like last week. You ain't got a lot of us. We know when it happened. You know what I'm saying? We know what's up. You know what I'm saying? We all friends in the den. You ain't got to try to play it. We cool.
I'm not gonna say I wouldn't still do it. Hey, it's a lot of crazy people out here. They get upset. You don't want to talk to them. Sure.
No, that is true. It is some crazy motherfuckers out there. It's a lot of crazy motherfuckers out there. Look, trust me.
They start cursing at you, calling you out your name, and you just thought I was cute. Now I'm ugly and fat and all this other kind of stuff. Bald head and
damn, that's fucked up. God damn.
Yeah, I mean. People are crazy, so I just try to laugh them off and give them the wrong number. That's how I handle it.
That's the move. I'm trying to figure out how many people then got calls from somebody trying to holler at Rashida, and then they done got rejected from somebody else. We gonna.
Oh Lord, I hope they ain't listening to your show thinking, oh, there she go.
Oh, that's the one. Oh, I was at that damn store. That was the one.
That was her at the store.
That's terrible. Well, all right, Miss Rashida, man, I appreciate you sharing that. Look, Sunday now, look, you on the clock. Sunday, I'm expecting a call. Look, she's gonna be like, oh, my phone was off, and he didn't have no choice. I'm expecting an excuse on Sunday. We're gonna see if you're gonna come through with that confession now.
Oh, I'm gonna try. It depends on how my phone bill is.
Try.
I gotta see how my phone bill is.
This must be a long distance call. I see how it is.
I might text it in.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm just gonna type it in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, y'all can text it. I know some folks don't want to be all out there. Y'all can anonymously text, and we'll I ain't gonna talk too bad about you. But all right. But like I
Oh,
say,
that's a good idea for your show, though, to have some anonymous confession.
yeah. They can text in, and all I got to do is just write anonymous on the text, and so that way I'll keep it anonymous. I won't read them. I don't say the names or the numbers in no way, so that way I don't want nobody thinking I'm trying to stalk them or no shit like that. So it'd be just a bunch of numbers coming through. But that's a bet. But like I said, I appreciate the call, Miss Rashida, and I'll be looking forward to you calling back again.
Well, who the hell Brian talking about look like Precious? Don't get me started, because I will go in.
Uh-oh. She about to fire you up, Brian. She finna fire you up.
Man, don't play with me. I'll talk to y'all later. Let me get off this phone, Let me go.
All right, Miss Russell. She gonna be the chat fire Brian up, man. Uh-oh. See, that's why during the calls I can't be looking at the chat, cause y'all. That's why I say I didn't learn with y'all fooling with the calls. It becoming I don't even be paying attention to y'all in the chat, because y'all be trying to start some trouble in the chat. Y'all be trying to get me off my base. You know what I'm saying? And then and I look and I start trying to check shit out, and then y'all done really went all the way into the left field. Whew, I can't take y'all nowhere. You know, y'all like the kinfolk you can't take in public, motherfucker. I always starting some shit, I always get a motherfucker in trouble. I can't take y'all nowhere, man. Look. Get him, Rashida. Look, I'm just sitting here waiting. I'm finna be messy. Let me chill for the den turn into the what he said, the shade room. Yeah, I be seeing that shit. I can't fuck with shit. But here's a couple of things, man. I got a couple of things I want to talk about. That, because, we try to start off, we try to stay on topic, but we done went off in the left field a little bit. Couple of things I want to discuss. Man, I want black people to stop pumping. I want to start pumping the brakes. Stop pumping up the bullshit, okay? Niggas better stop with the nonsense. Fucking, what's her motherfucking name? What's Beyonce's little sister? What's Beyonce little? Solange made a fucking Black Planet account to drop her album on. And niggas swearing up and down because motherfuckers talking about she revived Black Planet. Talking about swearing, Solange bought Black Planet. She didn't bought it. She ain't buy no motherfucking Black Planet. Like, niggas need to stop with the nonsense. And if she did, that was a terrible investment. But she ain't buy that shit. She just put her album on there. Niggas look. Anyway, I ain't even finna get into that. Like I said, I'm not a big Solange fan. I ain't knocking her. I'm just not a fan, really. But she good in tight spaces. She got your back. But I'm not hating on her. But she did not buy a fucking Black Planet. Like, niggas need to stop with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's stop with the nonsense. So there's that whole thing. Then. Now, look, I know those of us, those of us, quote unquote, old heads, we know how Black Planet used to get out back in the day. Black Planet used to be live at 5 back in the day. Used to be a lot of hype on Black Planet. Used to go down on Black Planet. Man, fuck it. And then the other thing that happened. Man, did y'all see the fucking preacher with the bullshit ass resurrection? And then niggas, you know what niggas did. Niggas started a fucking resurrection challenge. Man, and the thing that kills me, dog, and again, this is why education is important, children, because if you don't educate yourself, you will fall for any kind of nonsense. Man, this motherfucker, I don't even know, man. But again, it's gonna be people who gonna say he doing God's work and he doing this, and the little South African church commission that came together to talk about motherfuckers doing these false works and shit. He ain't the only one. He just took it to the next level. He was just like, fuck it, how can I step my game up over everybody else? I ain't even mad at him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even mad at him at this point. Oh man, we are the dude in the dress. I was looking for. I meant to watch that. I didn't get a chance to see what Jada said about it, but I meant to watch that because I want to speak on that shit. But you know, that whole thing was nice. I heard Miss White. She said, "Look, the dress looked good, but the man in it, hell no." Miss White was holding it down. But man, look, that shit is nonsense. That's what I'm saying. All these false preachers, false prophets, right in your motherfucking face. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. You know, and they don't fucking her Terrence Howard went crazy with Jessica. He probably did. He probably fucking with Jesse. Terrence so weird ass. No man. They ain't resting my boy Jesse man. They go weird ass. That shit, that Terrence Howard is a weird nigga though. Terrence Howard is a weird dude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know about that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, the fucking preacher, and that's like I said, I ain't even mad at him because, like I say, shit, all these other churches hustling motherfuckers out of shit. He just stepped it up a notch. Like, it's some crazy shit. But between that and niggas talking about Solange bought Black Planet, it's like we got to stop the nonsense. Like, I'm not hating. If she did, cool. But all she did was make an account on that motherfucker talking about her album coming soon, and niggas swore up and down she bought Black Planet. Like, this is why you can't tell niggas shit. They gonna take some shit and just run all the way across the field with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Look, I can't throw that far. You know what I'm saying? You done ran off with the facts and spread the shit into some other shit. Like, niggas will take a story and turn it into a completely different thing, man. Like, it just don't make any sense. But, you know, it is what it is. That shit there is just crazy. What y'all got going? I got 2-3 different now. I don't know what y'all got going on. Goddamn. Jay Dill say all you light skinned niggas look the same. But man, I'm trying to think what else, what other interesting thing. Oh yeah, there was a quote I wanted to read because it was something I retweeted from somebody I followed today. And they were talking about being optimistic doesn't mean you don't experience negative thoughts. It just means that you don't let them control you. And that is important. I think that's what people got to get out of that situation. It's not that you're going to eternally and forever always be positive, you know. It's not that you're always going to be happy about everything. It just means that, you know, you're going to lean. You all this shit? I might have should have drank that motherfucker. Hell no. But it just means that you're going to be, you know, that you're going to lean positive. You're not going to let the negativity overtake you. You know what I mean? And that's ultimately what it is. But you have people who are immersed in the negativity, can only see positivity, and they don't get to truly appreciate it because, you know, they tie it to something materialistic or only to big events, you know. And that's what I was telling, you know, like D-Love earlier about starting your day with positivity. So you mean just being grateful for waking up is important, you know. As soon as you wake up and, you know, and you say, hey, you know, I'm alive, you know, you become thankful for that. You appreciate that. Let's see what y'all talking about over here. What she talking about? What the heck? Man, look, dog, if you don't get off that shit, man, look, that's all I'm doing. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say who. That's all I got for you right now. Okay. Let me switch it up. Switch fingers. That finger. This one kind of itches a little bit. This is all I got for you right now for what you just sent. Shame. I know your name. You better leave that shit alone. That shit is taking you down a dangerous rabbit hole. Okay, just leave it be. Let it go. No mas, no more. But so again, you know, negativity is a motherfucker. Negativity can be a dangerous path to walk down if you let it overwhelm you, if you let it overtake you, if you let it have control. Because what it does is it blinds you from other possibilities. It blinds you from other opportunities. It blinds you, it blinds you from the chances of seizing every possible opportunity. But if you don't, or if you choose not to take that route, you know, if you choose to be negative, your life is going to be more difficult. And I mean, it just is, because you're going to suffer for everything. You're going to look at everything as difficult. There's going to be trouble. You're going to look at the bad, you know, like you say, every time you wake up and you go to work, I got to wake up. So you're, you know, the minute you wake up and realize, I got to go to work, you're going to be miserable. Again, that body language is going to take over. When you wake up and instead of thinking, I got to go to work, but you wake up and say, man, I woke up today. I'm healthy. Hey, my body parts are working. It's a great day. I'm happy. Your energy, your energy is completely different as to how you approach the day and how you seize the day. And once you get in the habit of doing that, you're going to see a different response. You're going to see a different energy. Excuse me. And things are going to impact you in a more positive way. And once you know, like I said, once you build that habit of looking for the positive and stuff, you know, your energy changes. The people who are around you, just like I say, as long as you don't surround yourself with negative people, the people who are around you enjoy being around you. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
This is Jay Dizzle. What's good?
Jay Dizzle, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den this evening, Jay Dizzle?
Oh, I got lots of shit. I just hope I can remember this shit because I didn't write nothing down. First of all, to respond to the woman, hell no, you fucking women don't know what the fuck y'all want. Yeah, that's true. You miss me with that bullshit. Why you think it always take you motherfuckers so long to make a decision on any goddamn thing? Like, seriously. And talking about, well, what's wrong with you men is y'all need to listen. You know why we don't listen to y'all? Because y'all talk too fucking much. You never shut the fuck up. It's that simple. You just steadily bombard me with a bunch of useless fucking information. And when I say useless information, I don't mean that it's stupid. It just don't mean nothing to me. All this shit that means shit to you, I don't give a fuck about. So I tune all that shit out. And what you do is you drop a few gems or what you call gems into the conversation because you know I'm not listening. And then you try to throw this shit back in my face. Well, motherfucker, if you know I'm not listening, why don't you shut the fuck up and leave me alone? It's that simple. Men ain't fucking difficult, ladies. We not. All we want is food, fuck, and silence. That's it. It's three fucking things. That's all we want. Y'all need to have, he got to be this tall, he got to be good with kids, or he got to be willing to accept my faults, he got to get approved by my dad. Fuck all that shit. We don't give a shit about all that. Look, if we fuck with you, we fuck with you. Now, I'm not saying that all dudes is good niggas. I'm not saying that at all. There's some whole ass niggas out there. And Honcho was probably one of them. But anyway.
Well, goddamn, now. Honcho, that might be true. I'm a changed man. I'm a reformed man, goddamn.
Nah, motherfucker, you still got them spots. You just bleached them jump. Fuck out here. But anyway. But anyway, just shut up. And that's it. It shouldn't take all this talking. We don't need to know everything that happened to you, the the whole fucking day. And I'm gonna get off that. I'm gonna let the ladies just go ahead and make it after that. But who was it? Was it Josh earlier talking about where you could just ask somebody how their day was, and then you can kind of tell what kind of person they are? No, motherfucker, you just know how bad their day was.
Yeah.
That don't have no insight on the motherfucker because he had a shitty day. Some days are good and some days ain't good. I mean, of course, everybody know that, but damn, why people gotta take shit to the extreme? Here's the deal. I like negative people.
Yeah.
I find them intriguing.
Okay.
And it's not because I can identify, because we all can identify with negative feelings and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the reasons behind it, the logic behind it is what I find intriguing. Because sometimes they try to give you some lame ass excuses. Sometimes it be funny. I think it's funny. You know what I'm saying? But the people that irritates me the most are the overly positive people. Because those people seem fucking delusional. This person is very weak-minded and don't have a lot of knowledge. The other person is just fucking delusional, which is borderline crazy. Like, everything ain't like that, bro. You talking about, well, what I think you should do with negative people is just get away from them. That's impossible. You're going to always have negative people around you. And plus, it also goes on what you decide negative means. Because I was going to T'Challa about what she said, talking about when it's an opinion that somebody don't want, that's when it's negative. No, because a lot of times when somebody thinks differently from you, you take that as a negative because they don't agree with the shit that you're saying. That's not a negative thing. It's just the opposite of your fucking argument or your way of thinking. But that don't mean that they're wrong, and it don't mean that they're right either. So I get that. But you can't just call it automatically negative because it disagrees with your point. No, that's not how this works. It depends on who comes with the most facts. And to certain people, facts don't matter. It's more faith-based. And that's where the positive shit is, and that's why I can't get all the way into that, because they reacting on faith because they think that if I think it, then it's going to happen. And if I don't think it, then I put that energy in the air for it. Not that don't mean shit. And Honcho, if you feel like that, you full of shit too, nigga. I'll say that shit right to your face. Just because you think something don't make it true or don't make it have a more chance to happen. Look, if it happens, it happens. Okay? All you could do is put all of the focus and do whatever you can to try to get it to where you want to get it to. Put in the work as best as you possibly fucking can and just wait on the outcome, bro. That's all you can fucking do. That's it. There ain't no more. You can pray about it, all that shit if you want to, but he can answer your prayers and he cannot answer your prayers. So what the fuck is the difference?
Okay.
You won't know if your prayer put it over the top or not. You won't know.
But here's my thing, though, because I'm not, I'm not necessarily a praying person. But my thing is, when I'm saying thinking it is more the focus on it, and you're more inclined to move in a direction towards that than saying, "Oh fuck it, it ain't gonna ever happen," and you kill all that vibe and just say, "Fuck it, it won't." But I'm saying, as far as being positive, thinking positive is thinking that the possibility to obtain what it is that I'm seeking is always there. So I'm more inclined, even if a roadblock or a bump or something happens that is a setback, I'm still inclined to continue to move in the direction towards what I'm trying to seek. They're basically saying that the opportunity to obtain never goes away if I really truly want this thing. And that's how I see it, as opposed to, oh man, this shit fucked up, all this opportunity, it fucked me off, man, ain't no way it's gonna happen. And then I just closed the book on that aspect of my life. That's what I'm looking at it like.
Yeah, but you missing the whole biggest part of it.
Okay.
The biggest part of it is self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that comes from somebody else. And here's the deal. What I don't understand about your argument, which I also still find it fascinating, because you don't want to be negative. If the negative person is saying that an outside force changed the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
What you saying is this inside force, which is what I believe on the inside of me, is going to change the outcome. When it's really both. Y'all both are right, and y'all both are wrong at the same time. It's about what you do, and then what happens once it goes out. Like once you, like an example, once you pull that stopper on the pinball machine and the ball goes up,
yeah,
it's got to go around a few times before it comes back down to you. You know what to do with it.
Yeah. But would you say that the interior force has more say so than the external force?
No, it's a balance. It's a balance. It's like 50-50.
Okay.
It's 50-50 because you could put all your effort into something and it still not work out. And there's some instances you could put very, very minimal effort and the shit just blows the fuck up. It just explodes. You're like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that, but fuck it, I'll take it. A win is a win. See, there you go with the logic again. So it's a mixture of both. It's very even, and that's why I think who said it earlier, Shaolin Fantastic. You're absolutely right, sir. I'm a fucking pragmatist. I am. I really, really am. I take what I can tangibly fucking do and deal with, and then do that. So after I do something to the best of my ability, if it work out, cool. If it don't work out, I'll find another way, or I'll improve on this way that I tried the first time. That's how I look at shit. And I don't understand how people look at it differently, but at the same time, I still find it fascinating because I like to try to understand how people think about shit. How did you come to this conclusion to make you feel this way? I find that very interesting. Even if you feel differently than I feel, I still want to know because I'm curious. I just like to obtain knowledge and to try to learn and understand people's psyche like that. But so I get the people being positive, and I don't knock it. But I tend to find, just to be honest, the people that are overly positive more annoying than the negative people, because the negative people don't have a lot of structure and intelligence behind their arguments, so I can defeat them easily. The people that are overly optimistic, it's harder for me to beat them because you're trying to challenge what they believe in. Not exactly something that tangibly could or couldn't exist. It's what their faith, based on their faith. And you can't argue a motherfucker's faith. It's impossible. It's a futile argument. So those tend to be the ones that are more frustrating with me because once it gets to a certain point where they run out of facts, they come with the Bible or some kind of mythological shit. And I'm just like, how the fuck am I supposed to argue with that? I can't. Really, okay, what the fuck ever. So that frustrates the hell out of me. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is entitled. If you're a negative person, then you be that. But I think you need a balance of both because people are always saying, well, being negative is toxic and everything. No, it's not. A lot of times there's information on the negative side because whenever you try to make a decision, you list the pros and the cons, which is the positive and the negative. So you can't sit up here and just make your decisions just strictly based on the pros all the time. You do this on a day-to-day basis, but yet you condemn it. You're supposed to use both. That's just being practical or pragmatic again. And that's just something everybody do every day, but you can't knock the other side because you need the other fucking side. You do. You absolutely do. Okay. Any other questions? Or do I need to school you further, young buck?
Man, I mean, you are entitled to your beliefs, as you say, being pragmatic. And I can understand the pragmatist. I mean, because there's only so much you can do. But my thing is, like I say, I think that there's a different level of energy that you put into something, you know, based on how you believe about it. And so I think once a person decides that option is no longer available, I think it closes the door. Because like you said, anything can happen and something could fuck up that opportunity. And I think what you have, the difference between the positive person and the negative person is once that thing happens that fucks up that opportunity, the negative person says, okay, well, that was it. It was over. Now, some of you can't, let's be real. Some opportunities are only available once. Okay. But what I think the positive person does is continue in that direction, either for the next best thing or they seek that next chance they have to obtain that opportunity. And so I can understand that. I definitely understand what you're talking about. There are people who are delusional about their positivity, but I think it's not necessarily just the mind of it, but again, like I said, the energy that somebody's willing to put behind it. So if you do something from a negative, say, well, I'm gonna try it, you're gonna do it kind of half-assed. But I think when you are or you have a belief that things are going to work out for you, I think you put a better effort into things, and that's why I say I try to look at things with a positive mind, because I know when I was negative about shit, I was like, fuck it, I guess, or whatever, you know, and you approach it a certain way. But I think when you approach
let me ask you a question, Honcho, okay. and you're still missing it.
Okay.
When you saying that they put in minimal effort, what was the quality like? Like, okay, say for instance, I'm entering a car that I built myself into a car show. Now, don't nobody know who I am. Nobody's ever seen the car that I built. You know what I'm saying? So my confidence it's like, well, you know, I'm new to the block. I don't know how good this gonna do.
Yeah.
But fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I put my blood, sweat, and tears into it. I should win something because it's original. It's all about confidence. That's the difference between, because you can sway either way. If you're more confident, you're gonna see more positive. If you're less confident, you're gonna see more negative. So it's all about confidence. That's the only difference. But just because you're confident won't change the outcome. It does not.
But so would you say though that
it's
confident energy doesn't sway other people?
No.
Okay.
Unless you're leading a team, then yes. Hell yeah, it does. Cause like if you're trying to give like you on the last drive and wow, it just pissed me off just thinking about it. You playing for the Seahawks and you on the 2-yard line. And you Marshawn Lynch and the motherfuckers call that pass play, you like, well, damn, should a nigga say something or should it say, fuck it and just ride this out? You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on, like, if you're confident, you be like, hey, bro, look, just give me the goddamn ball and let's go in this shit.
Yeah.
And if you less confident, you be like, you know what? I'll just trust in the coach. They know what they doing. But I'm going to do my part.
Yeah.
So he did what he was supposed to do, but it just didn't work out. So in a team-based thing, is different. You know what I'm saying? And if you're the leader or not. So, yeah, confidence is huge. Why you think certain dudes don't get women? Women can see that shit when you're not confident and when you are confident. You could be the most ain't shit, broke-ass nigga in the world, but if you're confident and you play your cards right, you can get any women you want. You could be the richest, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker with all the shit and famous and everything, but if you just underconfident motherfucker, women gonna try to fuck with you, then they just gonna be like, I don't know, I'm gonna fuck with him because of the money, but they're not really gonna be interested. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's other shit that has to be in play. So you could be the most confident person in the world, you can put out the best product, and shit still cannot go your way. It can happen, but it's the shit, the chance that you putting it out there is what makes the difference.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a certain variable of shit that you cannot control. Now, when you don't focus on that variable, you're the positive person. When you do focus on that variable, you look negative. But why would you think that? Well, because I don't know. This is unknown. So that's why I'm saying you got to look in the middle somewhere. You know what I'm saying? To be more in tune with reality. Because you need the negative people. You need the motherfuckers because they heed the warnings. Well, you know, if this don't work out, this could happen. And you be like, okay, you know what? You're right. What can I do to prevent that? Oh, we could do this. There it is. Now, that negativity could have just saved some lives or saved somebody some money or just saved the business or saved a family member. Just all kind of shit. So you need that balance, bro. It's a balance.
Okay. I can deal with the balance. I'm still gonna be positive, motherfucker. I don't care about that shit.
Oh no, do your thing. by all means, do your thing. And I'll be calling in to knock your ass down to reality.
And I'll be expecting it.
Every now and then. And everybody that's down in the dumps negative, I'll be putting my foot in your ass to bring you back toward the middle. I'm just trying to get everybody toward the middle.
Okay, everybody, but I can understand that. I can justify that. That's a bet.
Absolutely. And how do you deal with overly positive people? That's the question I'd like to put into the chat. And the thing about successful people hang around other successful people, yeah, that's true. That is true up to a certain point. But it also looks kind of funny when you're a successful person and you by yourself, but all the people that you knew that you started out from when you started where you were, along with those other folks, they still there. And if you're not at least attempting to try to help those people, yeah, that's not good. But if you are trying to help those people, but they not willing to help themselves, I understand. Because I ain't going to try to help nobody that ain't trying to help themselves. I'm not doing it. I'm not finna give you a handout, my nigga. I'm finna give you some knowledge so you can get it how the fuck you want to.
Yeah.
And I don't need nothing in return. I don't need no thanks. I don't need no money. I don't need shit. Just seeing you do well is payment enough for me. That's how I look at it.
I think that is it. And I think a lot of those people end up, I think people do show folks, hey, this is what I'm from the same situation you are. I think most of those folks start, well, you got it. Why don't you just give it to me? They don't want to put in the work. They don't, a lot of people you see tend to get mad about somebody being from the same situation they were in and thriving. And they blame it on luck. They blame it on a lot of other shit. Because I want to believe, not always, not every case is the same, but I do want to believe that a lot of people want to try to help out folks, or be an example for folks. But then, people feel like when they know you, and that's why I say I kind of be on that, that giving back to the hood thing is where I'm kind of sketchy. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do stuff. If it's in your heart, then do it. But I think it should be in the form of knowledge, advice, either clinics, camps, or whatever it is to help people understand what it took for you to become successful, not just giving them shit. Because you go back and motherfuckers go back giving them money and doing all that shit. My niggas gonna do what they gonna do with the same shit they do with them income tax checks or whatever else it is and go blow it. It's not really showing anybody anything. So, yeah, but I could agree that, a person has to definitely at least, make an effort to help people, who start out in the same situation that they were in. And if they don't, they are.
Now, here's the thing about that, though, Honcho. If that person, if they were really trying to help themselves in the first place, you wouldn't need to have a conversation. If they was putting in work or hustling or grinding on their own shit or whatever it is that they doing, you know what I'm saying? Then they wouldn't need to have, they would be successful already in their own way, at their own pace, and at their own rate. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they looking to change, like, okay, well, this is good, this worked out, but I done peaked out on this. Is there something, you know what I'm saying, maybe in your realm where I could take it, you know what I'm saying, take it something else a step further? That's the more ideal situation. Well, this person already got the mental foundation already, and now you just giving them the knowledge that he needs to add to what he already got. He already got the drive and everything. You just need to give them the knowledge. And so then that person, you know what I'm saying, the sky's the limit. But when they don't have that drive, man, nah, bro.
That's a wrap.
Yeah. It's a wrap. It's not gonna help nobody.
Okay.
And those tend to be the toxic people.
Oh man, somebody just, I ain't mean to cut you off, man, but man, it just hit me because I saw somebody say something. Have you seen the little clips of LeBron and 2 Chainz? Doing some little music stuff they got going on.
Why they had to ask me this shit?
No, and I'm asking for a reason because it's a certain sample in one of those clips that I saw, and LeBron's comment on that sample made me a LeBron hater. Just for him talking about it, made me a LeBron hater. Like usually I'm cool with LeBron. I ain't even really tripping, neither here nor there. I don't hate him. So 2 Chainz is using a sample from a very popular Southern CD from a duo known as UGK. In my personal opinion, their best CD.
Oh, shit. Which one is that?
A song that you and I both know, Living That High Life.
That is their best CD. I'm glad you agree.
And so 2 Chainz is using that sample, I'm living that high life. And so he's playing this song for LeBron, and LeBron's coming, well, that sound kind of cool, but really from my perspective, and you need somebody else, somebody to feature on that and really, to go over it. Like, it showed me that LeBron has no awareness as to where this came from. So he's absolutely not familiar with what this is.
That's way before him too, though.
See, me and LeBron, well, LeBron is a couple of months younger than me. LeBron is December.
Yeah, but I mean, look where you from, though, bro.
UGK was nice. Man,
this nigga is from Ohio.
Man, I went to work in South Dakota and I seen UGK CDs in the store in South Dakota. When I seen that, I was like, I don't want to hear.
Don't mean shit. I bet you that nigga could probably recite every fucking Bone Thugs and Harmony fucking verse on every goddamn song they got. Niggas listen to that regional shit because he didn't grow up on UGK. Hey, bro, he missed out.
Man,
now I would have promptly and abruptly educated my brother right then and there.
Yeah.
To be like, hold up, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? You speaking some falsehood, nigga. You move around with this shit. You tripping.
Right.
But Yeah, no, I didn't see it, but if I would have saw it, oh, trust me, I would have had an opinion.
Man.
I was like, oh, this nigga tripping. And I'm not. I am a LeBron fan because he's on the Lakers, but I'm a Laker fan.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit who on the team. Yeah. I don't give a shit. I ride with them, win, lose, or draw. And we've been doing a hell of a lot of losing lately, so I'm still riding. The same way y'all riding for the Rockets, yeah. I'm going to ride for my Lakers. Okay. I always been that way. So let's just go ahead and get that out there now. I ain't just jump on the bandwagon because they got LeBron. No. Nigga, I'm a Kareem and Magic fan, nigga. Fuck what y'all talking about. Let somebody else say something about Magic Johnson. You need to unmoderate some of these motherfuckers so I can time their ass out, Honcho. They pissing me off down here.
Oh man. Look. We gotta have checks and balances. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right. Heidi need to lose her shit till she call in. That's just what I'm gonna do. Fuck that. She don't get no privileges till her ass call in. I don't give a shit about your accent. We need to hear your voice, girl. Stop bullshitting. All this fucking ducking and dodging you doing, but you out there twerking and shit, having a good time. No, hell no. You call in and say a few words, goddammit. You've been here too long.
You have been put on the chopping block.
Yeah, you want to sit in the chat and make jokes. Nah, fuck that shit. You need to do some stand-up. Put your ass live and center with the spotlight on you. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been on here for a minute, so I'm going to let you go and let somebody else get on.
All right, but I appreciate the call there, Jay Dizzle.
All right, man.
All righty. But yeah, man, I saw that and I was highly upset. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, man. Anyway, you can't blame him for not knowing, but then what the fuck he doing trying to be on a 2 Chainz album or whatever? Like, you need to leave that. You need to go look. You need to go revive Bone Thugs and all that other good shit. All right. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Man, you know I was finna call the fuck back. Jay Dizzle over there running his motherfucking mouth and shit. Okay, so first of all, you know what I'm saying, with his delayed ass motherfucking rant and shit, like he just heard the shit, you know what I'm saying, 20 minutes later, you know what I'm saying, like this motherfucker on some goddamn Dollar Tree Wi-Fi connection and just caught the fuck up. First, okay, all right, let me calm down, because see, that's where that negativity bullshit comes in from. I'm going to say this, though. He did make a lot of good points, you know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, you sitting over here bouncing around. Like, every time you agree with this motherfucker, he has something else to say about it, you know what I'm saying? Even though this is exactly what the hell he just said. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, well, nah, but it's blah, blah, blah. He makes a good-ass conversation, and his words are real motherfucking slick. But stay on your point, bruh. Stay on one motherfucking subject. Everything that you know what I'm saying, that I was asked, that's what I answered, and I answered that shit truthfully to my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, everybody got opinions. You fucking right. I got an opinion, and I'm going to say what the hell I got to say. How you going to turn around and say, well, everybody got opinions, and, you know, it's interesting to hear and blah, 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 but you going to turn around at the same time and tell somebody else to shut the fuck up? What kind of sense you make? Make up your mind, bruh. See, this is what I'm talking about. You talking about women don't know what they want. This nigga don't even know what the hell he want. He all over the place with everything. He made good points. He got a slick mouth. He intelligent, though. You know what I'm saying? But he the type of person that seems like he just bounce around. You know what I'm saying? From one thought to another. Like, I don't even know. Like, that shit crazy. But he he had me hot for a minute. I ain't even gonna lie. And then talking about confidence. Okay, he talking about that's why dudes don't get girls because they not confident. Motherfucker, you think I'm lying? Ask a couple females, please. If it's just me, then tell me it's just me. And then, you know what I'm saying, then whatever. But I'm talking about straight up, ladies. If when you meet a motherfucker for the first time, tell me it's not true. Within the first 5 seconds, you already know whether you gonna fuck this person or not. You know what I'm saying? I honestly believe that shit. By the time you shake a motherfucker's hand, you know whether you want that person or not. Now, what they say afterwards, or you know what I'm saying, sometimes you find some shit out and be like, You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't want that. But you know what I'm saying? Confidence ain't got shit to do with it. Like I said, you don't know that confidence within the first 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd be damned, you know what I'm saying, you have a bummish ass dude around, you know what I'm saying, confident than a motherfucker, bitch, you still ain't getting no play. You still got a buck ass tooth, you still got a droopy eye, like, no, that's not finna happen. It don't matter how much confidence you got as far as that shit goes. Like, you can't even compare that. But, yeah, you should have confidence in your life. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Definitely. Because if you don't, then your life plays out the way you portray it. Like, if you constantly negative, then that's what it's going to be. Just like for the motherfuckers, like, they really did a test on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, lucky and unlucky people. You ever seen that?
No, I haven't heard about that.
But, like, these motherfuckers that just portray themselves to be unlucky, like, they had a $20 bill laying on the ground. Like, every person that said that I was lucky or that they felt like they were a lucky person, they would find that shit, like, instantly. Motherfuckers that felt like they was unlucky was walking past the shit like it wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how you perceive yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the outcome of everything. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking about, what did he say? He said that at one point too, and then said, you know, it don't matter what you perceive it as. You know, the outcome is always going to be same. You know, not unless you a motherfucking fortune teller or future reader, whatever the fuck you want to call. I forgot whatever you call it, but not unless you that, you never know what the outcome is. It don't matter how many times you know what I'm saying, how many times you think something through and how many different situations, you know, how many different situations, because like one situation could play out like, you know, 100 different ways. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell which way something is going to play out. You know what I'm saying? You can be confident. Yeah, be confident. Stay confident. You know what I'm saying? Try to stay happy. You know what I'm saying? Because that messes with your mentality, not really, you know what I'm saying, how your life is going to play out. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what can happen from 1 minute to the next minute. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Like,
I mean, this is true, man. I mean, we all seen Infinity War, and you know, he said it was like a few million scenarios. So, you know, that was
you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm just saying though, that doesn't make up your mind though, man. Like for real, he a smart man though. I'm gonna tell you that he really is though. But his mind is just bing, 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 bing from one thing to another, like constantly. You know what I'm saying? Like his scenarios play out in his mind, like every time he opened his mouth. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, don't say that you want to know this and want to know that, and then turn around and tell somebody to shut up. Like that shit don't make sense to me. And you're right. Everybody got opinions. Opinions are like assholes. That's my favorite fucking verse. Opinion are like assholes. Everybody got one. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Whether you want to hear it or not, that's up to you. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Turn your motherfucking phone off. Put that bitch on mute while I'm on. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I was asked questions, and I thought that's what I was doing. I thought I was answering from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you say you appreciate that, then just fucking listen. You ain't always got to agree with everything, but just listen. You know what I'm saying? This is my point of view. I say this shit, and I say it the way I say it because of fucking experience. You know what I'm saying? Just like somebody else might have might disagree, you know what I'm saying, because they might have had the same experience, but a different outcome. You know what I'm saying? So either you want to hear that shit or you don't. Like, make up your mind, though. You know, that's why I like you, Honcho, though, because I feel like you kind of listen to everything. Like, you have your mind made up on certain things, you know what I'm saying, but you do listen. And, you know, and some things that people say that, you know, you might agree with, you might not agree with, but you listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And you truthful on that. And that's why I like you. That's why I like your show. And I like everybody on the, you know, everybody on the chat, even Jay Dizzle. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk my little shit. That's fine. Brian, fuck you too. You know what I'm saying? But you're cool. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like everybody's comments because that fascinates me too. Like, I want to know where your head at. But if you just talking shit, then I'm be like, okay, this nigga just full of shit. point blank period. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that. You know what I'm saying? You might shits and giggles and ha, you know, that's cool. That's all you for then. You know what I'm saying? That's all you finna be about. That's that shit talker right there. You know. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. But you know, I had to call and talk my little shit too. But
Miss Lady, well, one, you know, I appreciate you, you know, standing up and defending yourself. If you felt like you had something to say, you know, that's what the Denline is for, and I appreciate, you know, I guess the compliment.
Hell yeah, I ain't a savage like everybody else. I ain't got the jokey jokes like everybody. You know what I'm saying? I wish I did. I wish I was a fucking comedian. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. So I know I'm just out there. It's all good though. Y'all keep the little jokey jokes.
Okay. Well, appreciate it. And for some reason, you know, if I know Jay Dizzle like I know Jay Dizzle.
You don't call that. I hope he do. I'm that Jay Dizzle. Because I like listening to him. I ain't going to lie. I do. Because like I said, that is a smart man. I'm not really down to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking shit because he called me out. You know what I'm saying? But he do bounce around. I'm just saying that Jay Dizzle, for real though, you need to make up your mind now. You just proved my point. Talking about women don't know what they want, and then nah. We just listened to 10 minutes of your damn rant, and you really everywhere. But you a smart man though. I like how you think. You everywhere with it. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. You got perspectives from all minds. It's okay. It's all right. You just ain't noticed it. I noticed though. It's okay. But he cool peoples though. Ain't got no problems with nobody for real.
Okay. All right. Well, Miss Lady, I appreciate the call.
All right, y'all. Be good.
Alrighty. All right. Shout out to Miss Lady Licious. I appreciate that. You know, hey, that's what it's about. You know, standing up for yourself, defending your opinions, and you know, all those good things. So. You know, we just gonna see. We're gonna see what's taking place. So I saw somebody say, "Let's take a vote." All right, we'll let me whip up a vote, a votey vote here, and then one already. Okay, we'll take a little quick votey vote. See what's really good. I don't even know where the thing at. Oh, there we go. So there we go. Make sure you put exclamation point vote all as one word, then a space, and the number for which you vote for it to be properly recorded. Because if you don't record it properly, then I can't even help you, player. I can't even help you, player. So there we go. Good old vote 3. God damn it, DeMarcus, you got to put all this one where you gonna put the space. You know that vote don't count. Goddamn. Yeah. Yeah. Look. You gotta give Heidi a hard time. So I see all these votes that's been put out, only one vote and counted. Goddamn. Y'all don't want to listen right. I can't even fool with y'all. But again, very interesting conversation. And yes, I do try my best to be, I don't want to say impartial, because I'm definitely going to be partial on certain situations, but I try my best to be a listener, you know, and like I say, you never know. Anybody you talk to can always provide some type of, I don't want to say benefit, but some type of information, something that can be beneficial. And what I mean by that is that you can always learn something from someone. And it may just be a small thing, but anybody who has had a life experience, whether it doesn't matter if they're younger, it doesn't matter if they're older, there are things that you can pick up from people. And so I try my best to listen, to try to learn something, because, that's what it's about. It's about advancing every day, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just a little nugget that you pick up. So let's see, right now, like I said, of all the votes, 2 votes have been counted. And so we're at a tie with 2.5 minutes left on the argument. Who won the argument between Jay Dizzle and Lady Licious? A call by combat final arguments. You know what? This actually sounds like a, what was it? Who was it suggested that? 335, was that you that suggested a Judge Honcho show? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to go to Party City or some shit. Go get a robe. Go get a motherfucking little wig and a gavel. And then... that's fucked up. Yeah, go get a little wig and a gavel and allow people to call in and argue their points. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Order in the den. Yes. Or I would like 2 taco supremes. A quesarito and 2 orders of nacho fries, please. What? Whoop City. I don't know if I can validate that. I need to see some paperwork. Saturday night segment, yeah, the judge. We're gonna call in whoever got some beef, whoever has 2 sides of an argument. And what we need to do is find people who have some legitimate issues and allow them to, both call in and speak their piece, And I wonder if I could do a 3-way on this bitch. Do a 3-way call so that way people can, they can argue it out and we can settle problems live. And then we'll have a vote, and the dengenerates, the denizens, the friends of the den, can vote on who was correct and who was, who was. Word. Okay, I didn't even look at the end, so it ended up being a tie. Okay, interesting. Now it's got to be, now you got to go at it paper, rock, scissors. I don't know what to tell you on that one. Alrighty. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Okay, it's me again. I'm sorry. Okay, look. Hey, look, I don't think that 3-way thing is a good idea.
Okay, why you say that?
I say that because, for the most problem, why people can't resolve their issues, you know what I'm saying, is because one always ends up out talking the other one, or over talking somebody else and stuff like that. That's why I like the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? I wish that's why me personally, I write letters. You know what I'm saying? When I'm pissed off or something like that, I'll text I'll write, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather do it that way so that way they can actually read and see where I'm coming from before, you know what I'm saying, reacting to it. You know, and then they can come back and say whatever, and I can actually listen to it. You know what I mean? I just think that three-way thing, people just going to overtalk and we not really going to hear what the other person is saying. And then I just kind of feel like it's just going to be like a big argument type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, everybody still got love for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That three-way might not work out too well. I don't know.
I'll regulate it, make sure every side gets their, you know, they get a couple of minutes, an equal amount of time to debate the argument. Now, you're probably right. It probably is better to allow, you know, one person to call. But here's what happens. You know, with people, human nature is to almost side with whoever puts their story out first, because then it impacts, you know, the next person. So it's like, you know, if you tell a story, okay, well, I let this person, you know, borrow this and do this, so then you're automatically going to have a negative person, a negative impact or a negative thought about, you know, whoever is the next side of them to tell their story. So I don't know, but we don't have to figure it out. And look, I don't be muting everything.
You gotta do it like a game, you know what I'm saying? You be like 1 minute, you know what I'm saying? Start the time, let them talk they minute, you know what I'm saying? Then pause. You know what I'm saying? Next person, 1 minute, you know, maybe something like that.
You know what?
But at the same time.
Yeah, because I could just go out, maybe, you know, have both people call in, you know, put each one on hold. And then, you know, one person can, you know, get they minute to spill they deal and switch to the other one and just kind of maybe go back and forth and that, right? That might work.
Because I ain't gonna lie, the whole time I was listening to Jay Dizzle shit, I was like, goddamn, I got something to say. And then fucking, you know, it's by the time I finally get through, I done forgot half of the shit. I can't even be mad no more. Like, goddamn. I smoke too much. I can't fucking remember. Goddamn. I just remember bits and pieces now. Goddamn.
You got to hit that 2 times for your boy, you know, since I'm on my hiatus, you know, just hit that about 2 times.
I got you. Even though I quit yesterday, I got you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Ain't calling no more. Heidi, it's your turn. Stop playing. I got to call out, too. I want to hear that voice. Mm-hmm. I ain't got the accent no more, you know what I'm saying? But Heidi do, you know what I'm saying?
Already. Appreciate the call, Miss Lady.
All right.
Already. You know, my favorite German. Let's see. Let me see. You said, can't believe I just said that. I said that almost word for word like an hour ago. I seen that shit. Yeah, you know, that was just part of the jokes. I seen them shits. Look, I can play the game too. But look, I don't be look, my mute game has been a little bit better as of late. I think I slipped up. I muted I think Roman been the latest victim of the mute game a couple of times. I think everybody else, for the most part, have been pretty good. At least the last couple of weeks. I ain't even been in the sauce enough to mute nobody, goddamn. And I think I've been better in the den. So look. Yeah, I did Roman bad one day, and I was just like halfway through, and I was just like, damn. You know, he had said a whole lot, so I'm gonna let him just finish his thoughts and then try to and try to bring it back. Let's see. To blind send issues via chat after picking a subject or category to ask a question about a situation. We answer on chat and you tag us to call. I gotta, like I said, I gotta think of some things. You know, maybe I don't know if email wouldn't be the way. Maybe, like I say, if there are, like I say, I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll figure out a way. You know, but sometimes I think what it needs to be. Well, I wouldn't say what I think it needs to be because, you know, I don't think people in the chat necessarily have a whole lot of beef and issues with each other. But I'm thinking, like, say, if you have somebody who's not maybe not necessarily a friend of the den, you know, you bring them in and. You know, let them spill their issues. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Jay Dizzle, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight, man?
And that's what I'm saying is, I may not agree with the way that y'all think, but I understand it. That's what I'm saying. I understand the logic behind it. So she could say I'm scattered all over the place, and yeah, I am, because I'm trying to look at things in as many different possible angles as possible to understand how it got to be. You know what I'm saying? I like to understand things. That's just a me thing. So if you think I'm scattered all over the place, fine. But I'm going to hit you with facts. I'm not going to hit you with feelings. Because if you listen to what she said, how she was reacting, she wanted to rebut it because it made her feel some type of way. But you notice the more, when she first got on the call, she started out all, you know what I'm saying, hot and spicy. And then she cooled off the Cool Ranch real quick because it really started to sink in. Like, you know what? I'm feeling some type of way, but this nigga has some real good points. And the nigga talks slick, and I know he's smart. So since I could tell he's smart just by a phone call, am I tripping? So it slowly started to sink in, and that's the benefit of the den, is when people put opinions out there, and it makes you question what you think and how you feel about certain things. And that's cool. And that's basically what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with you adapting. There's nothing wrong with you changing. There's nothing wrong with you having to change your heart. But as long as you have some logic behind it. I'm saying that I understand logical reasons to do things and not faith-based reasons to do things. That's all I'm saying, pretty much in a nutshell. That's it. Now, women do like to talk. And she just proved my point even further. Because she likes to write a note down, which means you have to read everything I'm saying without being able to respond to them immediately right then and there. So if you start off saying some bullshit, I don't get to cut you off. And that's what I'm saying. We don't want to hear all the bullshit. Just tell us what you need to tell us, what we need to know, and then leave it at that. We don't need to hear this whole story about shit. Just tell me what the fuck happened. Are you all right? Did something happen? Give me the fucking Cliff's Notes. I don't want to read the novel. That's all I'm saying. That's it. So if you feel some type of way, or if you feel hurt because your man don't want to hear you go on about a bunch of shit that's important to you, or you feel that he should be able to sit there and listen to this shit, cool, I get that too. But it comes to a certain point where you don't want to hear that shit every day. You come to a head, like she said, your feelings start to slowly change about shit. If you keep fucking her the same way over and over again, eventually she's going to be like, okay, we need to change something up. Things have to change and adapt after a while. That's all I'm saying. Don't just come bombard me with a bunch of nonsense right when I come home from work. And it's just an example. I'm not saying her specifically, but I'm just using this as a generic example. That's all I'm doing. Just when I come home from work, you want to tell me about your day and all the shit that went on, and ain't none of it important. It's just a bunch of shit. It's like a show that you're interested in. You making me watch it, knowing that I'm not interested in it, but I'm still going to sit here and watch it for you. But if you start making it an everyday thing, eventually I'm going to have to say something like, look here, I don't want to watch this shit. I only watch this shit because you like it, and I want to get some pussy tonight. Now, you might not want to hear that, but that's the fucking truth. And that's the other thing. That's what difference between me and Honcho. I don't give a shit about your feelings. I don't. I can care less. Honcho is more reserved. I'm straight to the point. I don't give a shit. I'm a sniper. I just blow your fucking head off and that's it. I'm not sitting up here slapboxing with you and shit. No. I'm going for the jugular. That's how Jay Dizzle get down, all right? So, and if you don't like that, cool. I understand. If you do, that's cool too. I'm not knocking it either way, but that's the way I am. So that's how it is. That's how it's gonna be. Now, if you got something to rebuttal that, come on with it. I'll take on all comers. Heidi, you too. Keep throwing your ass under the bus. You gonna get out of here, goddamn it. Stop hiding this shit over there behind all them goddamn countries and flags and shit your ass hiding behind. Fuck that. Argentinians ain't no coward. Come on out of there, girl. Come on out.
Heidi been getting thrown under the bus from both sides, man. So I'm trying to see, how is she gonna respond? She gonna respond like a Argentinian, or she gonna respond like a German? We gonna find out.
Yeah, because we done put ourselves out there. You know what I'm saying? We come out here with our thoughts and feelings about shit. She just over there hiding behind her phone, the keyboard, whatever the hell she typing this shit on. Come on out. Come on out, man.
Already. Well, that's a bet, Jay Dizzle. I appreciate the call.
All right, Chief.
Already. Excuse me. Don't make me. Look. I ain't even bring no water. I ain't had no beverage. I've been here going strong. I have my little den mug. I ain't got nothing. I've been tripping. No. We don't know. No parents from other countries. Brandon's American. America. All right. That's where he's at. That's where he is. It ain't. It's what I say. It ain't where you're from. It's where you at. So you don't use the parents. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe those stats. That's alternative facts. I won't believe it. That has nothing to do with the situation at hand. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. She did say she writes letters. I mean, fellas, if y'all don't realize, that's a power move right there, because it forces you. Here's a couple of things that women do that force you into a situation. Okay, one of those things being letter writing, because like I say, you got to go through the whole thing to get to the point of you don't read it. She's gonna bring up some shit near the end that that you probably ain't even get to, just to test you, see if you really read that shit. Then the next thing that women do, women will be cool, be super cool, have some shit on their mind, won't let you know nothing until you both are going somewhere together. And then you're trapped in a fucking vehicle. And depending on how far you got to go, the worse off you are. Don't get stuck in traffic. A vehicle is a trick. It's a sham. It's a scam. Okay? It's a setup. If you can go take care of the task by yourself, go do it by yourself. Go do that shit by your motherfucking self. Otherwise, if you done fucked up recently, your ass gonna hear about it. You know what I'm saying? It's it. That's it, man. It's over with. The whole entire journey. And then you got to come back. So if this problem is not resolved, by the time you get to wherever you're going, you still gonna hear about that shit on the way back. And where you at? So it's gonna it's a bad situation, man. So, you gotta motherfucking me avoid that at all possible times. Women are smart. Okay. In certain areas, and I'm not saying I'm not doubting. Again, like I said, I believe in equality. Everybody has their strengths. Everybody has their weaknesses. But when it comes to emotional intelligence, when it comes to certain aspects of making sure things are heard, making sure points are made, women will get you. Okay? They will get you. There ain't no wins. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, it's just, you just got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. Your partner get in your car, be on some bullshit, turn your radio, you be about ready to whoop that nigga. What the fuck wrong with you? The old lady get in the car, turn the radio down and start some talk. It's a whole different vibe. Sometimes you just want to get out in the middle of the fucking freeway and just start walking. Just park the car in the middle of the freeway and just And just step. Sometimes you don't be want to hear that shit. Man, he dropped that ball right on 5-45. Man, I seen the video. It was in Houston. I want to say the motherfucker was off 59. It was off 16 or 59. This broad really got out the car in the middle of traffic and just started walking, man. Look, hey, she'd have kept on walking, John. She'd have kept on walking. She'd have, if it's that serious to you, all right, I'm going. This nigga jumped out, went and grabbed that bitch and put her back in the car. She just wanted some attention. He should let that motherfucker walk a little ways. Pimp C said, she don't like this talk, put her ass out on the highway, make that bitch walk. Shit. Hey, I'm just saying. You know, it is what it is. Yes. I know you can no longer say that I am a lady basher. You women folks, they can read. How was it? How did old buddy say it in fucking Anchorman? Women, they can do things now. So there's that. But yeah, man. So you get caught in those situations, man. It's definitely a bad look, man. It sounds good that they're getting wrecked in the universities, but they're all becoming teachers, so that doesn't really matter. All the fucking taking liberal arts and educational fucking degrees. So I mean, that's cool. If that's what they want to do, I'm proud of them. Take over the universities. All the fucking men are going to get fucking craft and trade jobs and saying fuck all the extra shit, fuck the debt. We just gonna go fucking work and get a job. So I think it's an even exchange. I'm not too mad about it. Hey, incels don't beat. God, you hit it with a splash time, bitch. Jumpstart the education versus experience. Yeah, that's a whole. We already know the education versus experience. That's definitely a fire starter in the den. That's when you got to get going. You got to get started going early. You know, certain topics are good. You know, when the den's been going a while. Other topics are good when you have just gotten started. I think that's when it works. Hey, XV on the XB. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's different, you know, when you're just watching X videos. But when you put your own videos out there, at least profit from them. I think that's where it's at. I think that's where you want to go. I don't know how you're going to end up with an American guy who's probably about 19 right now. Y'all going to wear matching pajamas. It'll be cute. Y'all can drink Starbucks together. Both enjoying some soy lattes. And yeah, you can whip him and I'm sure he'll enjoy it. Yeah, you can have matching flower pants. He'll be definitely in tune with your emotions. And, you know, it'll be all Gucci. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a little porn. You know, my goal right now is to get 1 million subs and then release a sex tape. Blow up like that's how all the real famous people did it. See, Ray J was fucking up, so he ain't capitalized on his own fame, you know. He should have started a line of products, just like the Kardashians did for women. He should have started a men's line, and then, you know, try to capitalize off that shit. If he told niggas, look, you know, you fuck with my men's cologne and all this other shit, you could be fucking a Kardashian. If he'd have done that shit, Ray J would be on top of the world right now, but he wasn't thinking, he wasn't marketing right. And he was worried about being a singing blood and shit, you know, so he ain't peep game. You know, he's worried about indoor pools and outdoor pools, you know, indoor basketball court and outdoor basketball court. He was over there beefing with, who was he got into with, Fabulous or somebody? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta capitalize on your opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's how we do it. Yes. No. You can make a beat for the Den, but I'm really gonna need beats for Sauce Porn Productions. Sauce Porn Productions is gonna need a lot of beats. Fucking back killing me. I'm an old man. I'm old with bad posture. I gotta work on that. Part of it's me because I'm getting fat. Been eating too much. I've definitely not been sticking to the regimen. Food is good. I like food, but it's definitely gonna time to be serious. I gotta lose some of these extra pounds. There will be a special. Again, the first porno is going to be called "In the Den with Friends." Right, that'll be the first one, and then the second one will be "Revenge of the Robo-Hoes." And so, what's going to happen is we're going to start out with a bunch of robo-hoes, right? And they're going to be real, well, not real robo-hoes, but like robot robo-hoes. And they're going to come to life, kind of like Weird Science. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to break it down for you. It'd be like Weird Science, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll come to life. And, I'll figure out the rest of the scenes from there. But no, I don't know. No Girl Scout cookies. Not yet. Not the right kind of Girl Scout cookies. So I'm telling you, it's gonna be the greatest shit ever. McVice got the SoundCloud. I have to check it out. Or McVice Beats McNice. Heyo. A Den class. Man, that reminds me of some old shit. Like I say, one day I'm gonna activate my old Facebook, and I'm gonna go way down in the jungle deep, and I'm gonna see. All right, lady, let's appreciate you coming through. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. I'm gonna pull out some old rabbits out of a hat when it's right for the Den, and really turn some shit up. Right now, it's just not the time. But they got a beard now. But it is what it is. The 1980s style Den beat. I might start breakdancing. I've cleaned some of the Den out. The Sauce Sports Studios I've been rearranging and cleaning out. So, I might start pop locking and shit. Be a whole new intro to the Den channel. He says 2016. I didn't know he was on the Rap Mellow. We're gonna have to check it out. We're gonna have a Den listening section. Section. Yeah, it's fucking like it's a real deal. But as you can tell, it's about that time. I ain't had no superpower drink, and I ain't gonna lie. I've been in here for a few hours and I'm thirsty in the motherfucker. So I appreciate you all. I thank you all. Is it taco time? Let me see. Is Taco Bell even open? I might have some time to slide to get some taco fries. But I appreciate all of y'all, man. Hey, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I thank everybody for coming through this evening. I thank everyone for joining this evening. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m., same Den time, same Den channel. Remember, if you ever just want to drop something in the Den, where the fuck did I put the shit? There we go. You can always contact the Den, 1-833-284-3336, 1-833-2-THE-DEN. Or denshowlive@gmail. Feel free to, if you have constructive criticism, den topics, any of those good things. See, right, I look like old buddy from Tool Time. Not Tool Time. Home Improvement. What is the fucking show name? I can't even remember. Did we even say that shit? Did we even talk about that show? We were talking about all them goddamn shows. Did anybody mention that shit? What was that shit? Home Improvement or Tool Time? Whatever the fuck that show was. But yeah, so if you ever want to call in, reach the den. Like I said, leave a voicemail, all that good stuff. Den Show Live, email, all that good things. All those good things. Again, I appreciate y'all. I thank you. Home Improvement was the greatest show. It's better than anything that ever came out of Argentina, I tell you what. Wild Tales. Tailspin over Wild Tales all day. But with that being said, hey, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home. Y'all could always go to Taco Bell. But y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. Heyo. I don't even know if I've seen Transformers 2. I got to catch up. 19? That's probably about right. I'm out.